there was something that has been going around that people are debating over online. I've been noticing, black male privilege. Apparently, this thing's going out that people are talking about this thing about black male privilege.
Okay, there was an article that was written, I believe, the Roots online publication, and there's a writer who says black men are the white men of black people, kind of thing. Whereas, straight black men are the white men of black people. So what they're basically saying is that black men have all the privilege in the black world. So we don't recognize the gay black person. We don't recognize black women. We don't recognize anyone, black trans. Anyone that's not a black man in the black world gets marginalized. And the way a white man doesn't really look at the plight of women, doesn't look at the plight of gay people, doesn't look at the plight of minorities. Black men don't look at the plight of any other kind of black person. We just looking at black men, and we don't really notice that they have other issues that we don't have.
Fuck your issues.
And on that note, we end the podcast.
No.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to another episode of Eloquently Saying Nothing. This is number 40 of season 2, a special edition for reasons I'll get into in a moment. I am your host, Stavros Boss, and in the room with me tonight we have
skinhead, deadhead, everybody gone bad, trepidation, speculation, everybody, allegation, in the suit, on the news, everybody, dog food, blackmail, throw a brother in jail. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. What's going on, boys? It's Webbs. Put her to bed nicely with a 1-2 slap.
That don't even rhyme on that.
There's no rhyming anymore this season.
He's changed, man. He's just Michael Jackson every week and just abusing.
I would like to request the Pointer Sisters for next week's show. Please.
No, it's Michael Jackson this season.
Bad Michael.
For the rest of this.
And his hair.
All right. And also in the room we have...
Yeah, the fat one, Big Wahala, was good.
All right. It is just the three of us tonight. And as things conspire, this week marks the 7th anniversary of the start of Eloquently Say Nothing.
Yay!
Yeah.
And can you imagine?
I need to sort out this soundboard.
It's the original 3. Well,
Yes.
the original 2. The one walked in
Yes.
after a while.
I'm wearing more than just the pad this time.
Yeah. The first episode of Eloquently Saying Nothing was posted on Apple somewhere. Because it might have been posted somewhere else before. I think it was on Tumblr before it was ever on iTunes. So, but it was posted on the Apple servers the 5th of October 2010. So I actually think we probably did it in September or something like that. And before I figured out how to actually send it to Apple, it would have been a month or so. But so this is our 7th year anniversary. It started off with just Stav and Webbs, and then a pant-wearing Wahala walked into the room. We're recording in the same house.
Oh yeah, it's true.
That we first
took back to the dungeon.
And we got the same 3 members that were on the first episode.
Yeah, man. Oh, let's hope this was better than that episode.
Yeah, that episode was trash.
I just remember Wahala comes and say, "What you lot doing?
Yeah, what you lot doing?
What you lot doing?
What's a podcast?"
I made your podcast better though, because you know what, dry.
The podcast was dry, and
I spiced it up a little bit.
It got better. And now we have the same 3 dry members. So,
it's true.
Congratulations, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary,
Yeah,
boys.
Is it happy anniversary or birthday?
I don't know. I don't care.
Anniversary, birthday. Yeah.
Well,
Whatever.
It's happy something, innit?
well done, guys. 7 years.
I know, still strong. Wow.
We're still here.
Still hate you all.
Anything you want to... any memories of your last 7 years that you just want to shoot out there before we get started into the bits and bobs of the week?
I don't know, you know.
Either favourite memories, it could be whether it came from the group, the live events, the actual podcast themselves. I'm thinking of the times when we recorded at Webb's house, and the James Manning episode, which I actually think has been taken off SoundCloud because of sound violation, because I think we must have put some audio in it that we weren't. Back in season 1, if you never listened to season 1, we had music underlying every episode. And obviously some people didn't want they didn't want their music on our episode. So
Associated with
I think
us.
that was episode number 10, and I think it's been taken down because of copyright infringement. But that one had the first time we spoke about David James, Pastor Manning, the Great. I think we spoke about cartoons and what. I can vividly remember this, sitting around that kitchen table, laughing to death. That was a very good episode.
The memories of this podcast is just the laughter. We've laughed over everything. There has been so much tears. People's back and ribs and sides hurting because they've laughed so much. And we must have annoyed so many neighbors and people.
I don't even care about their neighbors.
From laughing so much and screaming.
Yeah.
But more to come, people. We got much more to come.
Isn't it? 7 years strong. Let's hope another 7 years strong. We'll be old pioneer, old people then, boy. Be like Terry Wogan style, boy.
Yeah, okay. So that's that. No memories from you, Bala.
I don't know, man. There's bare things I could say, but
Well, go on then.
I don't know. Like, there's some memories even from this season, like the cats and dogs and pigeon one.
Yeah.
That was a good memory when we was talking about what did we talk about that episode?
You
man?
were insulting Ghanaians as usual.
Yeah, there was that, but there was other stuff that we had in. There was a lot of joke in that episode, but that's it. The Darth Vader thing we was talking about. That was that. I remember the laughter in that.
Yeah,
I always remember all the intros.
The Darth Vader, Michael Jackson, Baby Father.
Yeah, I remember all the
stroke of genius.
all the
there.
intros, man. The anime episode is probably my favorite still. Where it was me, you, and that's simple. Where we was discussing
Was that episode 15 or
I
something
can't
like
remember, man, but that
I
was
listened to that recently.
that one was a classic for me, but that was very amusing.
That was an
But,
episode where it was just Stavros, Wahala, and Simple Simon.
Yeah.
And the two of them were insulting me because we were speaking about physical abuse, domestic abuse, and I was telling them about my issues in the past, and they were just laughing.
It was bad.
And you know what, actually, recently I posted a clip of that on Twitter. So I didn't mention this on the podcast, did I?
I don't know.
There was Channel 4 had a documentary about domestic abuse against males, and I posted the intro from that podcast, which I think is about 24 or something. I don't think it's as early as 14.
It was horrible, man.
And basically, and I said we speak about this on this podcast, and I put the link up to the podcast. But in the actual intro, what it's got is Simple Simon laughing his head off at the fact that I said I've been hit in the past by a woman, and then there was a bit of uproar. Up to this day, I'm still getting people tagging on it. Whereas people like, how can you laugh about domestic abuse? How can you laugh about it? How can you laugh? Why would I listen to this podcast? This is a disgrace. And we were going backwards and forwards, and I'm like, until people actually had to come to my defense and be like, if the man, if he's telling his people about when he got hit, and he feels that comfortable with his boys laughing at him, who are you to tell him that they shouldn't laugh? And it went mad, man. I think that's one of the most. That's when I realized I'm not about this social media life with people. Like, I don't want to argue with nobody.
Yeah, the people get angry too much.
I can argue with people I know, but I don't want to argue with people I don't know.
I commented on something the other day, and somebody was arguing. Two people were arguing over my own comment. I wasn't even arguing. That's how deep it was. I must have said something. What did I say? I can't even remember what I said. That's how deep it is. I can't remember what I said. It might have just been something about white people. I can't even remember. And then one guy must have. Oh, that's it. I said something about men. I said that giving men the opportunity to do anything regarding church and a woman, they will take it. Even if they're in church, if opportunity or any type of green light is available, they will take the green light. And then one guy goes again, that's sexist. Not all men are looking for opportunity. And then that was it. The other guy was like, come on, man. Men look for green lights. That's what we do. And then that was it. They were arguing. I was just looking at them like,
there's too many of these men that are trying to
social justice warriors.
Yeah. It's like
social justice.
That's what they call them, innit? It's social justice warriors, bitches.
It's too much, man. It's too much.
I got some feedback, from our missus about this podcast. I don't even know if I should say it on the podcast.
Well, it's too late now. You have to say it.
But she said that when we are describing bad things or people that we are feeling are moist, we use terms to describe women as those terms to talk about these people.
Such as what? Because if it's bitches, then I'm not having that one. So what else?
Bitches, clitoris.
Okay, you know
Stuff like that.
Yes. Anyways, yeah. The point is that there are male traits and female traits. Yeah, we agree with that. Jay-Z, the great Jay-Z said, "Males should be jealous." That's a female trait.
Yes,
all right?
yes, I agree.
All right. So there are female traits that are all right for a woman to have. You can be effeminate. You can be delicate. You can be sensitive. You can be all these kind of things as a woman. That's part of your makeup. Well, if you're a man and you take, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that men can't be, you have to be super strong, Hulk, alpha male all the time. But you can have a soft side. I think all of us at this table have a soft side. So it's part of you. But if that is like the whole of you, or if that's what mostly you are as a man, then yes, you are now taking on female traits. And yes, I can use feminine words to describe you because you're acting like a woman.
Do you think that we respect beta men?
No.
Beaten men.
Beta.
Beta men.
Beta.
Oh, beta men.
Or whatever then. You don't respect them at all.
I don't
you don't respect people that know to play the position. Not everyone has to be an alpha in the group.
No. That's not what I believe a beta man is.
Go on and explain what you think that is. Then.
So in a hierarchy, I think you were looking at it differently than how you were describing it. I think you're looking at it as in a hierarchy of like a leadership position. You have a bunch of men. One person takes the lead, and that's maybe the alpha male, and then you have other men that follow and play their position, and they're beta. I don't look at it like that. That's not what I was talking about. And in that respect, I don't really call them beta men, but if that is the definition of a beta man, then no, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Beta men, I'm thinking, is more like bitch ass men, innit? That's so. So if an alpha male is a man that plays his position. So you're a man, you look after your family, you look after your woman, you look after you take care of situations. Yeah, that's a nice way of just dealing with it. You take care of situations.
All right.
And if you're not a man that takes care of situations, then you're a beta. I know I don't respect a man that doesn't take care of situations.
Okay, fair enough. I did look at it like the first way. So I see as in groups, so whatever group you're in, there's one alpha and the rest are probably beta. So that's how I see it. But
I don't think there has to be one alpha as well. There can be more than one alpha.
Well,
Because very often in a group, if there's when I'm put in a group of people, especially if I don't know them, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. 9 out of 10 times, I will be an alpha in that group. Yeah, but if there is somebody that is happy to take on that alpha. So when I'm around Wahala wants to be the alpha. Whether he knows it or he doesn't know it, he wants to lead. You cannot... Okay, I could just give you a simple example.
I wouldn't say lead. He likes to dominate.
Okay, you can use that if you want. Well, I'll give a simple example. Let's say we decided we're going to do a live event and we're going to Birmingham. And there has to be a coach and we're all getting in it and there's going to be a driver. Wahala will not be the passenger. He will not sit in the back. I must drive. That is Wahala's position. I'm giving you that example so you understand it, but that is what you are with everything. You fully understand the driving thing because you're like, I just don't want to. I'm not gonna be in a car and not drive. But that is your life. You never want to be in the car and not drive. I must be in control. Let me finish. That is Wahala's thing. He must be that person. Whereas Stavros, I am the person that I'm happy to drive. I can drive and I can lead the way. But if there's somebody like Wahala who's happy to drive and I want to drive, I'm more than happy to, fine, I'll sit in the back or I'll sit in the passenger seat and I'll play whatever position until you fall asleep. And it's like, well, if you're tired, I can take over the wheel if you need.
I don't know. The driving thing is not always, because there's other people I can drive with. It's strange, but the driving thing is weird because man like Rana, because I was used to him driving.
Because he was driving before you.
Yeah, I'm just used to it. So if he said I'm driving, I would just get in his car. But because I was the one that was driving first before almost all the rest of the man them, apart from maybe Simple, I just drive, innit?
Yeah, but I think you're not looking at the example.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm explaining to you why the driving thing is. So I do the driving thing. I don't know if I'm. I understand what you're saying, but I just won't describe it like that. I just say that I do what I want.
It's not.
And I only do what I want as well. I don't.
You don't bend. You don't bend to anybody's will. That's alpha. That's alpha.
I do bend in times. And it hurts me badly.
Webs.
Arthritis bent.
Back in the day when we were going raving and whatnot, and when we used to go out a lot, because we don't go out as much anymore. We record every week, and that's about it. We don't link up as much. But when we used to go out often, didn't we always we had to just do what Wahala wanted because he was the one that cared about everything more than everybody else. If we weren't gonna go to the place he went, I ain't going in.
Yeah, but if I don't have to go walk out, then let's not go.
This is the point.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You always wanted it. You were like BK. You want it your way.
Yeah, but I don't see the problem with that. I don't want to go. Yeah, but okay, then don't go. It's fine. I'll go home. I don't understand what the big deal is.
If there's 7 or 8 people and we all have different opinions, here's the thing. And it's not about not wanting to go somewhere. This is where I kind of differ. If there's 4 different places we can go to, there's 8 of us. We're all deciding, and it's not that you don't want to go somewhere. It's I want to go to the other place.
Yes.
So, all right. So the minute I don't get what I want, then I ain't going. And but everybody wanted something different. And once we agreed, like universally, all right, fine, we'll go here. Everybody goes there, except Wahala. If we don't do what I want, then we ain't going.
No.
That doesn't become alphaism. That just becomes a spoiled brat.
He is spoiled.
I don't know if it's spoiled though. If I don't want to do something, why am I forcing myself to do it?
No, but this is what I said. It's not that you don't want to do it,
but
it's I want to do the other thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I obviously do not want to do this. This is where I don't have this compromise business. I don't want to do that thing.
It's like you don't like to be forced to be a team player.
No, I can be an excellent team player at times.
I don't see that way.
I am.
I'm not saying that you're not, but
I'm a fantastic team player.
Not with us.
What? Because I don't do all the things everybody wants to do.
You're not a team player with us.
Why? Give me a reason why I'm not a team player.
For any of you listening to the podcast, if you haven't noticed already, because you may notice it, you may pick up on it, just listen to the podcast, because it's not something that is actually necessarily portrayed, but we are all extremely laid-back characters.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf, laid back. Simple Simon, laid back. Webbs,
I'm
laid back.
dead. That's how laid back I am.
laid back.
You're not laid back, Stav.
I am.
No, you're not.
You're not as laid back.
When it comes to where we're going, what we're doing, like blah blah blah, I'm gonna take it or leave it kind of guy.
You're not white girl easy.
The thing that the thing that you could say I'm not laid back in is when it comes to doing things excellent. So when it comes to this podcast and producing it, then I'm not laid back. I want it done well. But when it comes to just where we're gonna go, where we're gonna eat, what we're gonna do, which car we're gonna drive, blah blah, I'm laid back, man. I'm like whatever.
Using Webb's example, you're the man that only shows ankle on the first date.
You like what you're saying?
You know one thing.
Wahala is not laid back. Anyway, that's the point. So
I am laid back at times.
Nah, bro. No.
At times I'm laid back, man. What are you talking about? There's times when I'm just like, yes, fam.
Wahala not laid back.
But how can I not be? But people will tell you that I'm very fun. I'm very this and that. So how can I not be laid back in that capacity?
And not be laid back?
Very true.
Because you're a funny guy. You're very humorous. You know. Not only just the words coming out of your mouth, but looking at your face as well. So you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy.
I've been described as straight edged.
By who?
I can't remember.
Is that a Ghanaian insult?
No, someone who's scared of you.
Basically, when the straight edge is like you, because I don't do anything. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
I mean straight laced.
I don't go out. I don't even want to be happy most times. It's just like what are you? You're just a beast. Straight edge.
You're just a beast.
Okay, well you went out recently. I heard you lost your voice.
Oh yes, I was screaming, man.
Screaming like a girl.
Yes, like a woman. If you hear the video, you hear me screaming like a woman.
Got it. Where have you been recently?
Yeah, so last Friday, I went to Royal Albert Hall to see Wizkid, which was meant to be apparently like an iconic thing because there's never been like an African artist or something in the Royal Albert Hall. And he sold it out. And I had the best time ever, damn it. I enjoyed myself a lot.
The most best time.
Exactly. I'm glad you noticed.
Yes, I made sure I said it like that too. I had a fantastic time. I've been trying to tell, man. I think I might have said it on the podcast in the past. If Wizkid was American or anywhere else where popular culture is a big thing, Wizkid will be the biggest star on the planet right now. That's what I think, personally. Because the man was on stage for 2 hours. 2 hours. And all he dropped was bangers. And he still didn't do all of his songs. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, where's going to be a song that's not a banger? And he just kept on doing it,
What was the slogan that I heard he said?
I have one problem. Yeah. I have one problem. I got too many hits. And it's the truth. The man's only 3 albums deep. And the last album, I don't even think is that good. But he's still got bangers on him. That's how deep it is.
So, did your wife lose her voice or is it just you?
No, it was just me, man.
Oh, wow.
It was just me. She enjoyed herself. But yeah, I was the one that was screaming, boy. And then one day Cole came on and that was it. I was gone, mate. One day Cole came on, I was finished, mate. I said, look, I'm done now.
Have you seen the new video?
For One Day Cole?
What's the name of the song? Isaki or...
Yeah, Iskaba.
Yeah. Have you seen the video for that?
Which one?
The one it looks like it's in Cuba or something like that.
Has it got the one that's got Bria Mars in it?
Bruno Mars.
Bria Mars.
I don't
Is it a group of black girls dressed in a certain way?
No, there's one
that's not
light skin thing with hot pants or battery riders, whatever you want to call it. And I saw that, my eyes popped out my head. My missus was there. I told her, you need to get those jeans, them shorts, and wear them for me. Because that was that woman had a body on her. I'll show you.
Put the link
smashed
up.
that. When he came on, he did that song that smashed it. Yeah, I mean, he just smashed it, man. Then he did a Joe Legba, and when he did that, he was just like, he called it the Nigerian national anthem. Doesn't he call it the new Nigerian national anthem?
Did he not say the African national anthem?
African, whatever, man.
Like, you can't call it the African.
Whatever he called it, man, and people went nuts.
That song is beautiful to me. It makes me feel like I was born in Nigeria.
Yes.
It might be hard for you to decipher, but the highlight of the night.
The highlight of the night for me, Strange probably might be when One Day Code came out, but yeah, probably that. But I also liked when he did what's it called? What's the song? Back to the Matter, because I love that song. It was a good show, man. He came out, he had a live band, and it reminded me like proper Niger business. He had a live band, not any DJ playing music in the background. He had a live band. The live band was dancing with their drum and their electric guitar. You could see how he's got a lot of fella influences in his thing. He came out asking everybody to scream out, yeah, like fella does. He had a really good show, man. I've not seen anybody say that they had a bad time when they went.
Somebody tried to say that he was more important to African music than fella.
That's a fool.
I know.
And they should slap his face for it.
He got cussed out.
Somebody said today that he's the most important artist. Well, the exact words was in the tweet was that Wizkid is bigger than every other African artist
put together,
and with all your bear parlor music. And then one guy there did finish him though. I said, "You're talking about this with your president that's acting like a tour and leisure guide or whatever he's called." Because you know the president is never in the country because he's sick all the time.
Sick, man.
I was like, I can't go for the sick old man like that, man. But he went for him.
Your president's a hypochondriac.
But that's a discussion though, because me and Only the Brave started having a discussion about it. So I'm like, you know what? Wizkid is probably right now the biggest person to come out of Africa right now.
Yeah.
But then he was like, no, of course he's not. Are you mad? He said Black Coffee. I said, nah, he's not. I think he's bigger than Black Coffee.
Yeah, he's bigger than Black Coffee.
But then the one person I said that people are just forgetting is Akon. Akon's still the biggest artist in Africa, or African artist.
But he's as far as I'm concerned, he's an American.
But he isn't though.
He's got an American passport. I'm sure he lived in America.
But where was he born?
I don't know. I'm assuming he's born in Senegal, but I think he spent like a good amount of his formative years in America.
I'm not going to take African away from Akon, man. So
I'm not taking it away
Akon.
from him. I just don't see him as an
African artist.
Yeah.
But he is though. And his sound is very African.
Very African.
You want to sort out the thing?
I will sort the thing out while I'm holding it like this.
All right.
Perfect.
So I think it's probably Akon. But right now, the hottest... So then we came to an agreement that the hottest artist right now out of Africa is Wizkid.
Just before we move on, because I'm sure you don't want to hear us talk about Wizkid for too long.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about Wizkid and his second video, the redo or Redux, so I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a French word, isn't it? Of Come Close or Come Closer. That video for that song is the best video of the year.
My sister also agreed with you on that.
It's the best video of the year. It is the epitome of black African beauty on screen.
I can't remember it.
It's just
big time for
put it this way, yeah. I want you guys listening to watch that video. It's the Redux.
Post the link. We'll post the link.
And in it, it's just him, a bunch of black men, bunch of black women. There's no white people in it. There's lots of natural hair.
As it should be.
There's super dark, like Sudanese dark women in it.
So stuff
like main women in it.
Stab dark.
The woman, yes, no, darker than me.
Wow,
with beautiful, shiny dark skin. Now, if you go onto the YouTube link and watch the video, you'll see that there's some people complaining that there's no white people in this video.
Why?
Here's the thing. Because most Afrobeat videos, or a lot of them, you won't see there any white people anyways, yeah? All right. So you'll think, what's the difference with this? Why is it people are complaining? And it hit me very quickly. It's because in this video, not only is he promoting Africanism, because the clothes they're wearing is a lot of African clothes. Maybe it's a bit of fusion. It's all new school, but it's the African clothes, African print. But the thing is, there's lots of natural hair in it, and there are loads of dark and super dark skinned women in it.
Do you know
it's not all. I don't know.
It's not Daps.
I don't know. Because I don't think it has all them like directed by such and such, printed all over it. So it is something where it's fully showing the rainbow within the black spectrum.
Is it Fenty?
The dark rainbow.
Yes.
Is it
It's
Fenty
the
sponsored?
It's
Sponsored by
It's
Fenty?
the Fenty of music videos.
Yes.
So I think that's what makes it like when you're watching a normal Afrobeats video. So that one I said about One Day Cole, the girl that was
Yeah.
the good looking woman, she was extremely light skinned up to the point you could say that she was South American. So it looks, whereas in this video, everybody is black. They all have their roots in Africa. There's no misconception. There's no nothing like that. And I think that's why people's like, this video is too black. Yeah, the rest of the videos are black, but this is too black. How dare you have a super dark skinned woman and she's like one of the main women?
He's directed by a guy named Alan Ferguson.
Alan Ferguson.
I've just got assuming he's gonna be white, man. Oh no! He's the husband of Beyonce's husband. I mean Solange's husband.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Solange's husband.
Go on.
Well. Actually, that brings up a question.
Baby, come closer.
Do you think our podcast is too black orientated? Because I had a friend who's obviously white. He said,
Why do you have that friend?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Garrett.
He called me up. Goes, oh, all right, Sam, how's it going?
Samuel. Yo,
All right, Samuel, how's it going? I listened to your podcast the other day. It's a bit ethnic, innit? It's a bit black, innit? But I enjoyed it.
What did they actually say?
No, he said it's a bit black.
He should have slapped him from there.
He was on the phone.
So what do you?
Shout out to Rob Waters.
So what should it be? Should he be white?
No, he's just said it's a bit.
Well, it's
a bit
5
black.
blacks, 5 Nigerians.
Yeah.
Was he intimidated by the blackness?
I don't think he was intimidated by it. He just made a reference.
Did
to it.
he feel a bit, a bit ethnic when he finished?
Did he start dropping slang? Yeah.
Can I
Did the
have
stew-
some mutton?
Did the stew? He looked like a stew stain that's come out, emerged on his
Stew
chest.
chicken. I heard a question and I'm actually cognizant of it when we're recording.
Someone's
But-
trying to say the words now. Come on, for the
But
whites.
yes, it's almost like it's so be it. This is what we would say when we're together, and so that's it. So if what we're saying is black, then it's black.
And I'm black, yo.
Because
It's Black History Month. too.
Because anything else, you'd have to kind of say we're catering for an audience. And so, yes, as a business, you say, listen, we want to become more popular. So let's try and cater for people that aren't black. But we're black. And I don't think we go out of our way that much. We do want to be more popular. We do want to have more listeners. But I don't think we want to say, let's stop being as black as we are.
You're not going to dilute our blackness
that's
to
diluting
appease
it, yeah.
to please others that want to listen. If you want to listen to us, you want to listen to us. But this is who we are. None of us are going to then change who we are on the podcast to appease other people, whether it be whites, Asians, Orient, or whoever. Like, we're blacks, innit? That's what we are. We talk this way, we have discussions this way, and this is how we're always going to be. We're not going to now, especially us as we already said are quite happy with who we are. Why are we going to change ourselves to appease other people? Just not going to happen. Maybe the topics.
Yeah, but I think most of our topics are relative to everybody.
Potentially. Well, a lot of it does hinder on race.
Yeah.
And I suppose if a lot of our topics recently, in this season has been a lot about race because things around us has been very racial. And you're going to get a perspective of a black person because we're all black.
But it's also been in popular culture. It is a popular discussion, a popular topic.
Yeah.
All our topics have been popular topics. It hasn't been just one-sided. It just so happens it's been around that bracket.
It's like if a female said, you're very male orientated in all the things that you discuss, we're going to say, well, yeah, because we're all man there.
Males, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is, isn't it? You're just a black male. So we're going to talk as black males do. Sometimes we will touch on things that are what people may see as a female topic, but it's still going to come from a male perspective. That's just how we are. I don't know. Tell what's his name? Is it Tim?
Rob.
Just let me pick a random white man name. Timothy.
Tell Rob, I don't know, man. Tell him that at least now he gets to understand the perspective of somebody that's not him.
That's true. Rob keeps listening anyway.
We get a perspective of white culture every day.
True.
We get their news, we get their popular culture, we get their stuff every day.
There's a podcast I listen to where they deal with script writing, which I've told Webbs to listen to because obviously that deals with the field that he works in anyways. But what they do every month or so is they have people send in a couple of pages of a script and they rate it. They read the script and then they talk about the good points and the bad points. And one thing in a script they did recently was somebody was saying, the Oriental person said this, or the Asian person said this, or the Spanish person said that, but he didn't say that for everybody. And then they told him off and they said, listen, what you've done now is default whiteness. and he said that you've only mentioned when the person is not white. So the black person, you know, in the corner did that, and the Spanish person screamed and shouted behind him. He said, but when you're white, you didn't mention the fact that all the other characters, you didn't mention who they are. So you default they were white.
Yeah,
he
so
said
everybody had a prefix.
Yeah,
Basically.
he said you can't do that. He said either you mention everybody's race or you don't mention race at all.
I like that. It was a white person that mentioned that.
Yeah.
See, some people pick things up. A lot of them would have just gone about their business and didn't even think about it. So that shows you how that person pays attention. At least at that anyway. He might be in normal everyday life, he might not pay attention, but because he deals with script writing, he's like, that don't make no sense.
It's like, yeah, I can see what you're saying, because obviously 90% of this film that you're writing is obviously white, because you go out of your way to mention that. But he said that's wrong. You can't. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You either mention everything or you don't mention none of them, because as a director or whatever, because there's many films now where you have. So let's say Shawshank Redemption, Red. What's the old man's name?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman is not written as a black person in the book. He's not black. They call him Red because he's got ginger hair, because he's a white man. So it's like you don't necessarily dictate the race of a character unless it actually makes a difference. So don't just mention the black person. Like if they're not, if the fact that they're black has no relevance to the story, then don't make them black.
What the black person doing? Eat chicken, stealing.
Exactly. So, I don't know what it was, but that's just the point.
It was stereotyping the black.
So my point is, yes, there are things where you be hyper sensitive to race, and I think we are sensitive to race in this podcast. But like Webb said, this year we started recording after Trump was elected.
I don't think it was after.
No, it wasn't after.
I don't think it was after. I think it was probably before.
Okay,
but around the time when the election
was during the time when Trump was doing his thing, man. And I think, yes, basically that's the quick version of it. Trump has changed everything right now. Is everything right now, and he's caused a vacuum where the whole world is concentrating on what Trump is doing, and anything that's happening from there. So in season 1, I think we spoke a lot about relationships, and we spoke a lot about our own personal lives. And I think we're speaking a bit less on our own personal lives now, because maybe we have more, or we're less willing to share. I don't know. But there's so much more in the culture now and in the first season, because we had the group, there were questions sent to us all the time. So we were answering questions.
Yeah, it's true.
Nowadays, you guys aren't sending questions, you bitches. So we don't have as many questions to answer from you guys. So we have to bring to the table our own topics of what we care about.
And what's important.
And the thing is, because we don't actually care. A lot of us don't even care about nothing. So we end up just having to talk about stuff that we think you might care about.
But a strange thing about this whole way that things are working at the moment is not just Trump. It's like everywhere. Like Brexit. Obviously, it was again a way where you saw racial tensions flare up.
What happened in France with the French elections,
the NFs and everything. Even in Germany now, didn't they say that recently the NFs in Germany, or I think they're the NFs or whatever version of the NFs they are in Germany, had quite a big rise there as well. It's like everywhere it's all about race again. And I don't know where.
Recently in this country, there's a right wing group, and whatever name because the original name it's like a neo-Nazi group.
British First.
No, I don't think you'll even know them. I don't know how big they are, but whatever name they wanted to change it to, it's been illegal. That's now they're calling it a hate name, and in the name itself doesn't actually have anything that says it's. Imagine the word Nazi before it had the connotations that it has now.
Okay,
it was just a word, but now it's like, because you have chosen that's what you will call yourselves. It's now branded a hate term, and you can't call it. It's illegal.
Wow.
So this group is so like right wing and whatever.
Notorious.
That is just whatever. So it's almost like they're saying it doesn't matter what you call yourself. We're gonna ban it, and you can't give yourself a title.
It's getting deep out here, man. The streets is not easy out here, man.
I'll tell you what's happened.
The Fenty Beauty.
No. What has happened, because what Wahala's mentioned is that basically there's a massive rise of white and right wing populism.
Yes.
Yeah. It's anti-immigration, anti-ethnic, integration. It's just all, and this came from even you want to guess?
Trump.
Nope.
No, it wasn't Trump. I just don't.
Trump is 45.
Yeah, Trump is 45.
44.
Oh, Obama.
This has come from Obama, because Obama was running the free world, and he did so with poise, decency, And even whether you liked or you disliked some of the decisions he made, you could not look at that man and say he cheated on his wife, he disrespected another nation. All you had to do was you had to respect how he conducted himself.
Some people would say that when he was using those drones to kill
That's
people,
the only thing.
Hold on, they would say that they can't respect him as a person because of that.
Okay,
but if you're talking about his day-to-day demeanor and how he was responding to things and how he spoke, you can't fault him.
Yeah, but they tried to throw a lot of shade on him, especially about his birthright and where he was born and where he was.
Do you know who threw the shade?
Yeah,
Trump.
Yeah,
whose wife is clearly one immigrant. In fact, he's an immigrant.
No.
Yeah, his father like he's from his background.
Yeah,
as an
so
immigrant.
his father.
That's he's an immigrant, my friend.
He's a child of an immigrant.
Anyways,
I'm sure that's a song. Child of an immigrant.
So I think it's the backlash from
Obama
being in control of the free world that is now we let a darkie in control. So first of all, it's like we're not going to let a woman in control.
No way.
And we need to reclaim our country.
But you're talking about America now.
No.
There's women in power all over the place.
Yes, all right. In terms of they didn't let a woman in control there, first of all.
Okay.
But I'm talking about more the right wing and the white ring.
The white ring.
Yes, rising up. They're looking at this as like, listen, if that can happen in America, it might be able to happen here too. So we need to stop these immigrants coming in. We need to do because all right. So today there's been a mass shooting in Las Vegas. It was so obviously a couple of days ago, depending on when you're listening to this. It's the biggest mass shooting in American history. So far as it stands now, there's over 50, but that's the last time I looked because the first time I looked, they said over 20, and then it went up to over 50.
And
so
500 and something people injured.
So it's a madness, but they're saying lone wolf. Yeah, they're saying local shooter.
Yeah, lone shooter, local shooter.
They're not saying terrorist. Wolf. So straight away you knew. Well, clearly it's not a black man. Then.
Listen, I said this on Twitter today.
Clearly it's not a brown man.
I said on Twitter today, that lone wolf is like the American equivalent to IC3 for a black person. You know IC3, people say IC3, you know it's a black person. As soon as somebody writes lone wolf, you know it's a white person. You just know it is.
Yeah, IC3 specifically means black person.
Yes, I know, but in the way the American context now is lone wolf, lone ranger or lone wolf, whatever, means white person. It just means white person. That's what it means. When I hear it, I know it's not a lone ranger. I know it's not
it's not a black person.
A black person.
Our hearts go out to those that have died and their family and friends. It's a terrible tragedy. And we're yet to find out what, and they've really killed him. So we may never know what he was doing.
Do you know what was getting me? Like, because they tried to confuse man still, because they then showed that Filipino looking woman. And I was like, oh come on now, what's going on?
What do you mean?
Because his partner's like Filipino looking.
Oh, they've shown the picture now.
Yeah, of her. So she's like Filipino, and they were looking for her because they thought that she was with him. So I was like, oh man, come on. This Filipino, the public thinks the person's North Korean, and that's gonna all kick up there, yeah. And then when I saw one random, and then when they said that you shot at the country of Western person, I was like, no white man ain't shooting no country of Western people.
Well, that's what. Well,
then when I saw the white man, I was like, my God damn.
Because they're splitting it now, and they're saying, well, clearly it must be a Democrat.
Is that what they say?
Yes, because country and Western guns, the South Republican. Yeah. So for you to go and shoot it up. Clearly must be a Democrat.
Nah, I've got a feeling that he's probably a Republican. But you know, apparently the brother said that he has no affiliations to anything. So he said the brother came and said that my brother is just a random person, doesn't have any affiliations to anyone, doesn't have affiliations to even a political party, doesn't even have a religious affiliations. Came out and said that. The next thing I read, ISIS are claiming him. ISIS have said that this man converted a couple months ago. Come on, man. ISIS, you need to let people have their own shit, man.
ISIS wants to claim everybody.
ISIS is claiming everything. Somebody could slip a fool at work, and ISIS would be there that claims directly. ISIS did this.
You know that stereotypical scene in a film or whatever where you have this rich kid and somebody has let it. They have a party, and all his friends have come round, and they can I have some ice cream? That's my ice cream. Can I have some candy? That's my candy. He's claiming everything. Yeah, that is ISIS. ISIS
is officially claims direct.
ISIS will claim somebody having a scab.
That's ISIS.
That's an ISIS scab right there, bitches. That's an ISIS scab right there, bitches. They'll tell you straight.
And this is what I've been saying, because people are so happy to accept that claim of, because I've said it on the podcast before. You can't just always, because somebody will do this, they get killed, and then ISIS say, yeah, he's one of us. and there's no proof, there's no link, there's no nothing. But the media is so happy to use that link, they just take it and lap it up.
Yeah, I think this one they're not gonna get away with.
That's
it,
the
man.
point. This is the thing now, because they'll say, "Nah, he's not one of you. He's not one of you." Whereas if I was Ahmed, if I was Ahmed's brother, and I say he's not connected with ISIS, he's never been to Syria, he doesn't have no paraphernalia, anything to do with them, they're gonna be like, well, he's brown and he killed 10 people, so he's clearly
He's definitely terrorism.
Exactly.
He walked past the mosque the other day.
Exactly.
We saw him at Whitechapel. We saw him at Whitechapel. He was at one of the chicken shops ordering 2 wings and other thing.
Whereas this, if it's a
His diet is clearly halal.
Exactly. If it's a balding white man with glasses and one of the good old boys, oh no, what has he got to do with ISIS? So no, clearly they're talking rubbish. So let's just go down a different avenue, whichever avenue they decide to go down, which is usually mental illness. For
I've got a feeling that the woman left him and he just went nuts.
I think being in it was Las
Was
Vegas.
she good looking?
She's the old woman, man, and he's the old man. But I think that he was either drunk. You know these people,
you
man.
can't be that drunk.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
It's Las Vegas. There's 2 reasons why he probably would have shut up. He didn't get to see Celine Dion, or
Or Britney Spears.
He lost big at the craps table.
He could have lost big. But why has man got an automatic weapon in the first? This is what I'm saying, yeah? If you want to allow guns and you want people to have guns, you expect them to have a handgun in it, like 1 6-shooter in it, the one
What
that you
the-
see. But this man had an automatic weapon.
Once they give you the right to bear arms, you go to town.
Yeah, but he had an automatic weapon.
The thing is,
All they were, that's what you could hear in the background. He was dumping like a proper, like, you know when you see them, like Arnold Schwarzenegger used to have them big machines
Yes.
from the helicopter.
Yes.
That's what he sounded like when he was shooting. I'm like, how can somebody that's meant to be just a random man of the road have this weapon?
listen, in some states, you don't even need no proof of ID or whatever. It's just like, they just go in.
Can I
And
get
you
2
just-
chewing
you
gums
just-
and a gun, please?
Exactly. You can go into Walmart, which is the American equivalent of Asda. If a Walmart own Asda, you can go into Asda and pick up your bread, your milk, and a Glock.
Innit? Can I get some milk, please? Give me 2 condoms over there, 2 condoms and 4 bullets.
It's deep because there are some guns that are banned. And even then, some people don't want those guns banned. But it's like I think they need to push it further. Like Wiley saying, they need to take it down to, all right, there are some rifles that you can use for hunting, because hunting, they say, is a big deal in America now. So here's what you want for hunting. Here's your handguns for security. These semi-automatic weapons and what, you don't need them for anything except destruction
And murder.
Yeah. Well, the guns are there for murder, so that's that. But you don't need a handgun. You can use it to protect yourself if one person attacks you. Yeah. A rifle you can use to shoot deer or bear or whatever it is you may do if you're hunting and it's legal for you to hunt. What reason are you using this submachine gun that has a clip with 75 bullets in it that can spit all these 75 bullets out within 12 seconds? What reason are you using that for?
When you're shooting pigeon.
Yeah. Other than for mass destruction. That's the only reason you need these weapons. So they shouldn't be legal to be sold to a random man on road.
I really want to see how they're going to swing. Or you already said it's like they call him a Democrat, but I just don't get how they're
I
going
think
to swing it, man.
that's some of the Republicans saying
How
that.
they going to swing this one? What's Trump going to say? He's called him an evil man. He's an evil man. That's what he's called him so far. But he hasn't called him a terrorist. Doesn't say that he's representing anything. I would have preferred it if he was a proper Christian. That would have made it. And he said he did it for Jesus.
Yeah,
that would have made it better.
That makes it sound like it's impossible for a white person to be a terrorist.
Well, that's how they see it, innit? Like, look how many mass shootings we've had where it's been one white man and they just called him lone wolf and he's crazy and he's deranged. They never say that these other people that are idealists been on all these mad drugs are crazy and deranged. They just say that, you know, they're terrorists. Going on talking about killing. Could I go on something?
Go on, please.
All right.
we have the topics this week, man.
Did you guys? I put this in the group, but I don't know if you guys saw this. The beef between Dizzee, Rascal,
yes,
and man like Wiley.
All right, I haven't seen it, so explain it to me.
Right. So, boy, yesterday I just went on Twitter and I just saw Wiley. I don't know what's going on. So now I must have read a couple of tweets. So what had happened was,
What had happened was
a couple of days ago, Dizzee Rascal's manager or whoever's his marketing team has put up something for his upcoming tour for Rascal, and in the tour they said the Godfather of Grime, Dizzee Rascal presents Rascal, blah blah blah. So Wiley saw this now and said, and this I find this hilarious. Can't man have nothing anymore? Like, you've got Boy in the Corner, that's yours, isn't it? You're a G, you've got that. I am the Godfather of Grime. Well, I can't even have that. Like, I can't have nothing. Nothing is for me anymore.
Can't
basically.
have it, it's mine.
Basically, he was saying it a bit more in a jokey way than that. But he's like, come on, man, that's my tag. Everybody knows that Wiley's the Godfather of Grime. That is the most known tag for the grime man.
Which is true.
Right? So then he must have wrote that, said a couple of things, and then the next day...
When you say a couple of things, was there anything could be construed as beef?
I don't know if... well, they got beef, innit?
There wasn't stuff that was in there that was
No, but this was the day before. So he was just saying, basically, that he's the godfather of grime and stuff like that, yeah? So the next day, I forgot who... Somebody came... I don't know who spoke first, yeah? But it might have been Dizzee. Dizzee must have came and said, I'm not even the godfather. I am the god of grime.
For me, that finished it.
Yeah, he goes, I am
took out the father.
I'm not even a godfather. I am the god of grime. And if anybody thinks that grime started with I Love You and Eskimo Dance, you don't know grime, basically, yeah?
Wiley said that.
Dizzee said that.
If they think it started with I Love You.
Yeah.
Or Eskimo.
Yeah, which is where I think Wiley did the beats for both of them, maybe. I don't know if he did I Love You beat, but... I remember you have to remember that Dizzee Rascal used to be on Roll Deep with Wiley, so they used to be together. So it's like, if you think that those are the songs that started grime, you're done basically.
All
right. So then, obviously, then Wiley's come back like, I don't know what Wiley came back and was like, what are you saying type thing, yeah? Why you say, you know full well that we respect you and everything like that, blah blah blah. But I am the godfather. You're not the godfather. And then the thing that I was saying about, I think Dizzee must have got hurt a bit more is because. It wasn't Wiley that was going at him. It was the fans. The fans were like, don't come back to grime. You left grime. You went to go and do what you're doing. Wiley stayed in grime from the beginning to now. Wiley's been grime. You're not grime anymore.
On a level.
Don't come back with Rascal thinking that you come back with one grime album and now you're grime again. You're not grime. We don't want you. Wow. That's what people was basically saying. We don't want you, basically. Ooh. And I was like, rah, is that how people are going on? And it wasn't that a couple, it was a lot.
Well, to be honest, Wiley's done his little moist thing as well. When he does his, what's that group he does the moist stuff with?
The moist stuff?
Yes.
Roll Deep.
Yeah, they do moist music.
Yeah, no, he does have things like Wear Rim or Rolex, blah, 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 blah. I know them songs that he's got. And
I don't even count Rolex as
a grime track. That's a very bad pop track.
I like the Rolex one.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a pop track though.
It's the ones that.
That's him. That's just Wiley.
Yes. No, that's Roll Deep.
No, yeah, some of it's Roll Deep. Some of it's just Wiley though.
I love that Roll Deep stuff is moist, but Wiley will always mix in his grind. He didn't just leave, which Dizzee kind of did.
People for Dizzee are so. Basically, it was going back and forth, them cussing each other, and then Wiley. Dizzee said, "Do I have to kill you?" That's what you want me to do. I'm gonna have to kill you before you leave me alone, type thing.
Dizzee said that.
Yes.
Wow.
That's how deep it took it, because them lot was going back and forth. So Thingy was saying, all of this started because you pinched Lisa Mafia's bum, because you know about all that business.
I don't.
Okay, let me go back to this history. All right,
do the history. All I know is that man got poked a couple of times.
So basically, Dizzee Rascal got stabbed in Iron Napa.
Yes.
The reason why he got stabbed in Iron Napa is because he pinched Lisa Mafia's bum.
Okay.
And then some of the mans from some known affiliates is So Solid.
So Solid, yeah.
Where everybody knows the person's name who does it. Anyway, stabbed up Dizzee Rascal basically, yeah?
All
right. And then apparently Wiley was basically
dry snitching.
Basically Wiley, yeah, didn't back it. That's what was said.
Oh yeah, I think sorry, you mean Dizzee didn't back it?
No, Wiley
didn't back it.
This is the one that got stabbed.
Oh, sorry.
So
Wiley got stabbed.
No, Dizzee got stabbed. Dizzee got stabbed.
Oh, and Wiley was around and he ran off or something.
Yeah, that's kind of. Well, he just didn't back it. He got beat up or whatever.
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
So then that's how a lot of the things started. That's how the problem all started between the two of them, and then the argument started from there. So that's when they left, and then since then they've just been escalating.
And this is like 10, 15 years ago.
But one of the things that Dizzee's always said about Wiley is that he's a paedophile. That when he was because Wiley's quite older than all of them. Wiley's about maybe 40 now.
Nah, he's my age.
Is he definitely your age? So almost 40 then, basically, yeah? Right? But the rest of them are probably around 34, 33.
Okay.
Right? So, apparently Wiley, when he was, whatever age he was sleeping with girls that are 14.
All right.
So, Dizzee's been calling him a nonce, basically, for a long time. You're a nonce. Not just Dizzee, Devlin as well. Devlin made a song ages ago that finished Wiley, and one of the things was that you're a nonce, and everybody knows that you slept with this girl. And there was one time that, this is what Dizzee's saying, that there was one time that he got beat up by some DJs because he slept with the guy's little sister that was 14.
Okay.
And then then suddenly Titchy Strider got involved because he was like, Titchy was there crying in the corner when it happened. Then Titchy Strider came back and said, crying, what? DJ beat up, what? Basically, he didn't confirm that it happened. and he didn't
Deny
disconfirm
it,
it.
yeah.
But all he's saying is, why are you bringing me into it? type
Hold
thing.
on, Webbs, is there such a word as disconfirm?
There is no such word as this.
Okay, I'm just checking.
It is
All right,
confirm
well,
or deny.
Whatever, man. But yeah, so basically, they were going back and forth. Obviously, Wiley was calling them a pagan and such. It was just ridiculous.
Right,
Wiley wasn't saying, "I'm the reason why you're who you are in the first place. Why are you even trying to come?"
To be honest, I kind of get where Wiley's coming from. If I bet you, if I was in grime, I'd be Wiley. Wiley is the Godfather, but he don't get no respect. I mean, he kind of gets respect, but
everybody that knows, innit?
But it's like Skepta's the man.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
Skepta's the man.
Yeah,
JME's the man.
You know what it
Kings
is
is the man.
with
Kano's the man.
with all of these, because
Rascal is the man. Everybody else is the man.
yeah, but everybody used to run with each other, and just because one person became more successful than the other, then they start looking at it like, you jumped ship, you left the camp.
No, it's like
you're successful, and I'm not as successful as you, so you're trying to take a mantle or a title that doesn't belong to you when I originated it or I was there in the beginning.
It's all the insiders say, yeah, you're the one in it, but we're the ones that are actually making money and popping from this.
Wiley's the glue. Because almost every artist that's touched grime that's big in any way, shape, or form, apart from maybe the new ones, has been affiliated to Wiley in some way, shape, or form.
That's the point.
But this is what Wiley said anyway. He goes, Dizzee, you have one classic grime album. You're not God. You haven't helped anyone in grime except yourself.
And boy,
and people were looking like, well,
to be honest, that's true.
You can't argue with that, can you?
You can't. In the end, you can't. And there's a lot of back and forth. If I can find some of the Dizzee things, I'll say what Dizzee said. But yeah, it got to the point where Dizzee just said, I'm just gonna murk you,
guys.
And then he did a video after saying it's church day. It's church day.
Dizzee?
Yeah, he did that. It's Sunday. It's the day of God. I shouldn't really be saying that. The only thing I'm apologizing for is the fact that I said I'm God. I'm not God. Blah 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 blah. So I think he even acknowledged that. Come on, to say that you're God is just ridiculous. God of grime. I
think you guys are a bit too old to be getting so emotional. I think Wiley was justified in his bruv. Can I not just be the Godfather of grime?
Oh, let me find what he actually wrote. Karen,
it does actually sound like, all right, Wiley's like being a bit of a crybaby. We know your position. We know your place. Let people say what they want to say. You know where you come from. You know
I think
you're grounded.
What it is that Dizzee Rascal won that Mercury Award for his Boy in the Corner album, and he kind of eclipsed Wiley when it comes to grime. And I think because Wiley sees himself as the Godfather of grime, the creator of Esky or Ice Music. What is it? Eskimo music.
But the thing is, did Dizzee give thanks and props when he got his Mercury Award?
I don't know if they were beefing at that time. That's the point.
Yeah, probably were. But the point is that I think he feels that industry-wise, he hasn't got his props. So inside the grime world, everybody knows. But when it comes to the bigger world of music, people respect and rate Dizzee and Skepta. Those are the ones that people are counting
as crossed over.
Yeah. And that's the thing, I think, because he's tried to cross over as well. But when he crosses over like
it doesn't work.
Yeah, and no, because he's got hits.
But it doesn't work on a whole level.
It's never.
It's not believable.
Grime. It's not grime. When he crosses over, it's not grime. It turns into some moist music. Basically.
I think it's more the characteristic of the individual, because Dizzee is a character. You can see he's got this character about him. Skepta's a character. Wiley is a character, but his character isn't transferable.
Wiley's a bit dry.
Wiley's problem with Wiley is that he doesn't want to go to shows. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to turn up for that, and that's another problem.
It's like Stav.
But joke. But he did say that at the beginning, though. But one of the things, okay, now I kind of understand where Wiley's coming from now, because I'm just going down through his tweets now, and he's dropping an autobiography.
Okay.
And what's the name of the autobiography?
Godfather of Grime.
Exactly. Right. So then. That's my name on my book. So now you're going to go and call yourself Godfather of Grime. So then he goes, why does Dizzee now want a Godfather title? Can't he just let me have something for my little self? That's what he said.
That was his first tweet.
That was his first
tweet. But that's fine.
He goes, I admit though, Dizzee has achieved, and in my eyes, never stepped a foot wrong. So he needs to leave that little Godfather title, really. He's boat, basically, yeah?
He's boat.
Yeah.
Or goat.
Boat. He said he doesn't need the little Godfather title. He's boat. Like the
best of all time.
Yeah, the best, the fastest, isn't it? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes... And then he goes, Nick, who I think is his manager, Dizzee Rascal's manager, stop telling ticket sellers to market Dizzee as the Godfather. It's totally unacceptable, and we won't tolerate that behavior. That's what he started to go. So he started to get momentum, and he was like, you know what? And then suddenly you just start seeing all the tweets going back and forth. In will live and let live star. And then he's talking about going down to fight him and David Hay, and he just just started chatting rubbish. Then let me have my little title for my 2 minutes, and let me have my thing. So he's poking at it.
But Wiley's original statement was nice. It was professional. It was cool. Then he started to just drift a little into the side. I want to start.
He did come back though, because he's like, leave that, bruv. You are the original Boy in the Corner. We don't dispute that. Boy in the Corner is the Grime Bible. That's enough for you, my G. You can have that in it. That's what he's saying, basically. Your album is the Bible, right? But I'm the Godfather.
Yeah, but okay, he started off fine, and he ended it fine. But that stuff, some of the stuff in the middle was a bit salty, innit?
It is salty because...
So if he had started off with like the first 2 or 3 tweets he just said, and ended it with that last tweet, if Dizzee came back at that and was bitching about it, I'd be like, bro, you can't bitch. He said, can I not just have the Godfather of Grime? That's in my book. Listen, manager, like, don't mark him as that. You know that belongs to me. You've got the Grime album. That's your thing, innit? Hold that. That's your corner, and then leave it as that. Has anyone even listened to Rascal? Because I heard somebody. I haven't
listened to Rascal.
I don't think it was particularly good.
It wasn't that good.
You just said you haven't listened to it.
I just listened to it.
Okay.
I actually just listened to it on the way here as well. Again,
it's not.
Boy in the Corner, and I forget what the second album is called. Those 2 albums, good. Third album, Mathematics, was also quite decent. After that, Dizzee went on his travels, as I like to call it, to getting into things with Robbie Williams and man's from Grime don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear. But you're making money doing festival things. But then there's man like Bizzle that will make festival music as well. But his music is still Grime festival.
He started off. He's never changed. Lethal B's never changed.
Bizzle makes bangers. He's a man that if you give him a couple of an hour, he will just give you bangers for the whole hour because he's got them. He's got them.
2-2s, yeah. He's the same character, man, and he's jokes as well. He is what he is. He knows what he is. He's playing his corner. He's not trying to be the king or nothing, innit? He's like, I'll drown you in hits if that's the case. But I'm not gonna out lyric.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to be given a title. People will know. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
This is what Dizzee said. He goes, "Yeah, I'm upset, and people think it's funny. They won't think it's funny till somebody dies. That's how you people operate." That's what he said. So that is where he came and said what he said.
So he didn't say I should kill you.
No, he doesn't. He said,
"Jeez, man, that was a bit of a see when Wahala likes to change a story and embellish it."
No, I think he did say something else as well, but I don't know if
from you people won't be people won't be happy until somebody dies.
Wahala gives you the director's
and he changes that to I want to kill you.
I just want to go. Okay, so he goes, I was making Grime when Wiley was on the top of the pops with Pay As You Go and shacking up with young girls. I'm not the Godfather, I'm the God. So that's how he started. Because if you think Grime started with I Love You or Eskimo, you're lost, but I forgive you. Start Rascal Tour tomorrow, come through, bless up. I've never seen a nonce so protected since Savile. That's life, but I'm not gonna let this. I'm not gonna let you diss my name and then rate him in the same sentence. Basically. Why is it free promo when I do it? This nonce chose me every day and for promo, and you lot think it's funny. So basically, they're saying that you're doing promo now because you're doing your tour, and he's like, but Wiley cussing me all the time. I never respond. Now I'm responding. You lot are telling me I'm trying to do promo. Basically, he goes, I'm talking about a nonce. You're talking about dubs. That's where you lot are jokers. So people are like saying make tunes, and he's like, well, I don't want to make tunes. Why don't you make tunes for? This guy's a paedophile. He keeps calling them a paedophile. And then he said the other thing about being upset, and he goes, "You were effing NYE." A
nonce is a kiddie fiddler.
Yeah,
kiddie fiddler.
He's a paedophile. So you were effing NYE when she was 14, and everybody knows that she's not even the one. No, she's not the only one. Sorry. And he goes, "You were locked up in a room and beaten half to death for effing with your DJ's 14-year-old sister. They made Tinchi cry in the corner. No, they made Tinchi watch while he was crying in the corner. Yeah, right." And then why did you have her number? So basically now they're going back and forth.
Okay, we get the message. We get the message. You guys are old enough now to. I did think Dizzee probably took it on the next.
He did go a bit too
He went
far.
in the next direction, though, innit?
But do you know what killed it? Right. So sorry, this is where I got the thing where I said this. Yeah, they then had I think in the Metro when already before it had even finished. Dizzee Rascal feud with Wiley turns violent as accusations are thrown, and Dizzee threatens to kill Wiley. Yeah. So that's the tweet I was telling you. And then the two pictures. Guess who's in the pictures? Skepta and Dizzee Rascal.
I'll rest my case.
They don't even know who Wiley is. They've got Skepta there instead.
So this is the Metro newspaper.
The Metro newspaper have got Skepta and Dizzee Rascal.
What is it with these people who are just picking any random black?
And then Dizzee's like, see, you lot will just write anything. Where's the nonce headline? Why is Skepta on it? That's what he's like, come on, what is wrong with you? So instead of you talking about the paedophile bit, you're telling me that I'm going to kill him, which he didn't actually really say. And then you got the wrong person in it.
Okay.
But you have to think about Wiley. Wiley must be an arsehole because everybody has had beef with Wiley. Every single person. How's that beef with Wiley that's worked with him at one point?
Yeah, but apparently now nobody knows who Wiley is because the Metro don't either.
Well, you just pick a random black, innit?
Yeah.
We don't even know if Skepta's man anymore. We don't know what Skepta is anymore. I think he's one of them androids now or whatever.
Skepta, that picture of him going around with
Pretty Boy Cardi.
Pretty Boy Cardi.
Oh, God.
That's been making the rounds because he's got his arm around him doing
It's a big issue.
You know what? Back in the day, that wouldn't have been seen as nothing.
Nah,
to be honest,
not when he looks like that.
we got. I'm sure me and you have pictures like that where I've got my arm over your
brothers.
Yeah, but
We're brothers.
your attire was something very different.
You can't see what they were.
Is he gone vegan as well? Because I know JME has.
Jeremy's been vegan for ages.
That's why he's wife that one, innit? But anyway, yes.
Have you seen Jeremy's wife? Yeah. Jeez, that was a bit.
Somebody came in and said, Rago, that all you lot need to shut up because JME is the only one that's been grind from beginning to very, very end.
JME, has he changed?
And he has never made any commercial.
No, he hasn't.
Skepta's done commercial, Wiley's done commercial, Dizzee's done commercial.
Everybody's done commercial.
JME, has he done commercial?
JME hasn't done commercial.
Or has just some of his songs gone commercial?
I think some of his songs have just gone commercial. I don't think he's actually gone out of his way to make commercial tunes.
I always say, man, JME, I do really respect him. He seems so down to earth and like a nice guy.
He's for the culture, innit? But anyway, yeah, so that beef went on the weekend. It's a foolishness. But I just don't understand how people those at that age are still getting into beef that long. And the thing about it, yes, if he's a paedophile, we need to just ban Wiley from day dot anyway. Let's not even have it. It's
true, you know, because what it is that if he has gone down that route and if it is well documented and well known, then yeah, we shouldn't be supporting
We
him.
need to ban Wiley.
Because then it is the same as what's the
Robert Kelly.
No, the one that died, and then they said
Savile.
yeah, it's like because he was so good and so popular at this other stuff, we kind of just allow that we kind of allow that and push it to the background and pretend it didn't happen.
The problem with that, the thing is the culture of that time. Like I know about you, man.
The culture of this time, London.
No, but I don't know about this time. But I know that when I was at school, 14-year-old girls were getting into cars with 18-year-old mans.
It's
Blatantly.
probably
Very true.
the shot, isn't it?
But the thing is with Jimmy Savile, because he was so respected and he was giving money to those institutions where he was going in.
He had like
to
feeders,
fiddle.
innit? He had like feeders. Yeah. That was terrible, man. Jimmy Savile thing was just mad.
He was like Arsenal to Barcelona.
Yeah, in a strange way.
Jeez. All right, just stick on the grime flex then and stay away from the paedophilia. Shout out Trump. Stormzy.
I was going to talk about him too.
Stormzy's brought out a new video where it's almost like a Michael Jackson-esque kind of thing, to go back to how he started with the Michael Jackson music. Michael Jackson so I don't know what you're going to say, but let me get this off my chest first. Michael Jackson back in the day, and Janet Jackson as well actually, they had these long music videos sometimes where they would put more than one of their songs in a music video, and it was almost like a mini film, 15-20 minutes or whatever. And Stormzy has done one, and he's incorporated about 4 or 5 of his songs in like a 15-minute or so video. It's good. It plays out with a story, which I was just telling my nephew yesterday. I drove him to Brighton, and we were talking about music, and he played the one Biggie song, one stupid remix of Sky's the Limit. I'm like, he hadn't heard the original. I'm like, oh,
what?
Man,
did you slap him?
This is when they're young. The album come out before he was born. So you have to start realizing. He said, "This is the first version I've heard." I'm like, I'm rubbing my head. But anyways, we'll get into that music stuff in a minute. Let me not divert too much. But can you hate on them? This music came out before they were born. Before it's our prime music to us, but it's
he was
before they were
90
born.
something.
Yeah, but I blame you, Stavros, for not playing the original too.
Well, you can blame me in a few minutes once we get to that. Once we move on to there. So he's produced this thing. He's released it, and it plays out like a story. And the reason I brought in my nephew is because I was saying you need to listen to albums, not just songs, because he was playing song. Albums. Back in the day, you made an album. That the album had a point. It had a story. I told him about American Gangster by Jay-Z and how he wouldn't allow iTunes to sell songs single by single because he wanted the whole album to be listened to front to back. So he didn't allow you to listen to it as a single. You had to buy the whole album or nothing at all. And that's gone and it's lost. And Stormzy seems to have brought that back with
Gang Signs and Prayers.
Gang Signs and Prayers. The title of the album actually describes what's in the album. This is an album about his life, his spiritual beliefs, and what how he's grown up. And I'm saying, with the stuff that with his cahoots with the Labour leader,
Mr. Corbyn,
with his comments about Trump and What's the pagan's
Theresa
name?
May.
Theresa May.
The pagan. That's what she's known as now. The pagan.
The pagan. You know who I'm talking about. And is Stormzy now becoming and has he eclipsed Akala? Because I think Akala deals with people my age and above, and people that are not necessarily in the grime world. Is Stormzy becoming the voice, the political voice of young black Britain?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think if you're in the know, he's above Akala. But I think just for the general...
That's what I'm saying, the young black
just
Britain.
General day-to-day... I don't even think black Britain, just British.
Young, all right.
But he represents black Britain, but I'm talking about in the eyes of everyone else.
He seems to get involved. He's you know, when he mentioned the stuff about the carnival, and he mentioned, and the police said that this stuff has been found.
He's not quiet. He gets involved.
He gets involved, and he's still popular. He's still he's well known. Everybody loves him.
He's using his popularity to
push agendas.
Yes, and that's one thing that I have to support Stormzy for. But the other thing that I'm gonna
okay, all right. Wait, all
well,
right.
let me hear my butt. It's not a bad butt.
Okay,
the other thing I'm gonna support Stormzy for is that it hasn't stopped him from spitting those bars. So he's not taking them away from his music. His music is still great, as well as the fact that he's promoting what he's promoting. He's being artistic as well as being political at the same time. He's using his platform to the thing I like about Stormzy, even though he's got the thing I actually wanted to talk about was, I don't know if you've seen his new video 4 p.m. in London.
No,
it came out today.
Oh, so he's doing a Drake thing.
He did a song today that came out, and it's called 4 p.m. in London. And the man, listen, you know when somebody says to you, yeah, okay, you see me do my gang sign and prayers and all of them, but please understand, I still shell it down. Yeah. In fact, when the great Gets put a hand up in salute for this man, tweeted him, all he put was shells, like gunshots, which was really ironic because that's what happened in Las Vegas. But he shelled that. When I said that, he just murdered it. So and let people know I am still that guy.
For those of you that aren't Drake fans like Stavros is, I'm a big Drake fan. He releases his albums, which clearly commercial, and then he does his mixtapes and whatnot, sometimes for a bit for the masses. But every so often, like once or twice a year, he releases a song with a time stamp and a location. So it'll be 3 a.m. in Texas or 2 p.m. in Toronto or wherever it is. Yeah, and that's just it. And those songs are just fire bars. The beat is always heavy. All of them are wicked. All of them. So just pick anyone, listen to it. It's heavy. The beats are always heavy, and the lyrics is just, and it's almost like a reminder that I will murk you when it comes to lyrics. If I want to, I do all this singing stuff and this stuff to make music and to fill out concerts. But if I really want to just go bar for bar, I will murk you. So you're trying to tell me that now Stormzy has done the same thing?
Stormzy did it, and today I said yes.
I need to listen to that.
And it's Ghanaian, and I had to say yes.
4 p.m. in London.
He bigged up his brothers. Lethal busy. He must have said Lethal. He said something about Lethal said that when I made a million, Lethal was like, "Welcome to the family," and I was like, "Oh!" Said, "Oh my days!"
That's nice.
And then I see Lethal was tweeting that little bit. I was like, "Yeah, Ghana forever."
You know what? There are some people that there's some like staunch grime heads that don't like Stormzy, you know, because it's like they see him as commercial
because
from
the
not a grime artist. Beginning.
He's a rapper. Stormzy's a rapper.
I don't see him more as a rapper.
I see him more as a rapper than the grime man. Same way that I think he's more like, I think Kano's more of a rapper than a grime artist. But Kano, when he wants to, will take it grime. But when he releases something, it's rap. That's what I mean, personally.
So you think Kano's last album was a rap album more than grime? Because I might not disagree with you.
Yeah, I think it's a rap album. And I think his album before that was a rap album. I think all his albums are rap albums.
I hear what you're saying.
Kano's an MC, a rap MC. But if you want him to go down to the grime level, he will spit those bars.
Oh, you said down. So you're saying that grime is below rap?
I'm saying grime is the underground.
Ooh.
And rap is the mainstream.
Is underground.
Take it to the underground.
So if you want him to go and do fire in the booth, which he didn't do until that time he can go and do that. Stormzy doesn't do those things apparently. Even he said, why am I going to go? Like Stormzy will tell you that, why am I going to go and do the clashes? I don't do that. I don't need to do that type thing. Whereas the grime man, they're going to clash. If somebody was to go at Ghetto now and say, meet me, Ghetto will, what? Are you mad? Ghetto will go and clash that dude. Destroy them and then go back again to whatever he's doing.
Gets will cross over at some point, hopefully.
The thing with Gets.
Has Gets ever done a commercial thing?
Gets has done that. Yeah, he done. I let the girl them sing for me. What do you mean?
Okay.
And it was good. What the thing with Gets is that I think Gets now knows his lane. He knows what he's supposed to do.
To go on somebody else's song and smash it.
Or get
That's
certain
what he
beats
does.
and smash it. Like, he knows how to make. Even the last song he did with Shaka was a commercial song. So he knows how to do. He knows how to do songs like that. But the thing with Gets is that he's, I don't know. It's like I think he's too lyrical for some people. That it goes this. They're just like, I can't do. I just want to dance, and you're just telling me something that is so I have to actually listen to it type thing. But for me, bar for bar, Gets his killing man's. But Kano's still gonna always be the best. But Stormzy is solidifying himself in that bit of I'm that guy now in the UK.
Stormzy, I'm telling you people, mark my words now. Watch for Stormzy. Stormzy's not gonna be
One hit.
He's not a one album wonder. He's gonna be around for a long time, and he's gonna grow. He's gonna change. Something is gonna happen with Stormzy. I don't know what.
Stormzy's changing the culture.
He's pushing. Imagine Wiley might have started certain things, and then with Power and whatnot, they kind of took commercial and they pushed it in that direction. And with your N-dubs and whether you like them or not, they kind of pushed a commercial kind of thing.
Yeah, they've got crossover appeal.
And then Dizzee did his thing where he made it like not just commercially viable, like you could sell records, because he was never mainstream kind of thing, but he sold records. But it was like, you have to respect us as well with him winning the awards. I think Stormzy's pushing it in whatever direction he's pushing it, where it's like we can be mainstream on our own
terms.
Yeah, that's the right word. That's the word I was looking for. On our own terms. We don't have to sell out. I don't have to be super grime, like, so that the grime heads, like, you're not like 6'7", you're not like Section Boys, you're not grime. But
Is that even grime? That's drill, innit?
I don't know anymore.
Dual grime or whatever they call it.
Trill or trill or whatever.
I don't know. But I like. I'm saying I don't know. Like, I don't like some. I like it. I like some of their stuff. Yeah. So yes. I think but he's pushing it, and give it 5-10 years time, you're gonna see a growth. He's gonna continue growing anyways.
I think
he's gonna continue growing.
The UK scene is just changing as well, because you see him and Ed Sheeran doing tunes together now. Like, that's big things, and they're both coming from a place where you probably wouldn't see them as big artists. Two of them don't look like big artists, but now they're big artists. He's doing songs with Little Mix. I think Stormzy's going to be in demand by so many people now, because he's hit that plateau where UK people know him. I think in America they know him. He's just done a world tour, man. And I'm seeing the videos he's showing of these world tours, and people in Australia are going batshit crazy over Stormzy. Like, who the hell is Stormzy? He's independent.
They love grime in SA. I will say that now. They love grime. In SA, they're going crazy for it.
Yeah, because grime is real. The thing about with hip hop now, hip hop has got to the point where there is so much stuff that people is calling hip hop, and real hip hop is like, what is this? But grime is raw, and it's still raw. There's commercial bits of grime. Yes, people will understand that, of course, but it is still the rawest form of MCing that you're gonna get, especially from the UK. And I think that people are picking up and saying, look, this is what we want now. We still want. Is
it more raw than this drill tip or whatever?
That's rubbish.
It's not. No,
that's not even. You
know your. Do you know the original?
It's a bad byproduct.
Do you know the original? That beat?
No, why would I know that beat?
You don't? You didn't know the original by 6-7 featuring Gigs? Listen to it.
Oh yes, I've heard it. I didn't think that was that special at all.
Of course it is.
See, that's what I'm saying. But for me,
heavy.
Gigs again, he's not a grime artist. Gigs are an MC as well. That's another one that's not a grime artist. He's another MC. So there's different tiers. There's rappers and then there's grime artists. Wiley, grime artist. Stormzy, rapper.
All right, so Webbs, you want to say an RIP out to somebody that you look up to?
The man, the legend, Hugh Hefner.
Okay.
What, is it fair to call him the godfather of pussy?
Wiley might be pissed at that as well, you know.
What can't I have that as well? Right, can't I just be the godfather or something?
Young pussy, you can, yeah.
Oh dear. I think R. Kelly gets that.
Yeah, R. Kelly claims that. R. Kelly will tweet, "Well, I can't
have that for myself." Man, I went through all these trials and tribulations.
I was with Aaliyah before you, man, in your youth. Anyways,
we lost a legend a couple of days back.
I don't trust Hefner, you know that, innit? Yeah.
Well, you don't think he's dead?
No, I don't think that he's dead. I just don't know if I'm calling him legend or them things there yet.
Why you think?
I don't know. Them type of white man that's old like that. I don't know how they treat the blacks. But apparently he did quite a lot of black things for the civil rights movement. Apparently he put a lot of money involved, and he was like did one of the first things to bring black people into their magazines and all that type of stuff.
He was a pioneer. He was a trendsetter. The one thing I wanna know, what happens to all the bunnies? Did they go to like a bunny farm?
Well, apparently the wife didn't get no money.
She didn't get nothing.
Yeah, but she signed up for that.
Yeah, so she must have. In the end, you married this guy for exposure, innit?
Can I say this actually? Because his wife, Hugh Hefner died, what was he, 78 or something?
91.
91. His wife was 31, yeah?
Yeah.
So what was that, 60-year difference. So there was a prenup when they got married. Obviously, she signed that she's not going to get any cash. And once he died, all the publications released Hugh Hefner's wife, 31, not going to get any money. Not going to get any money. Prenup says not going to, and everybody was like, yes, raising fists and everything. He's like, why was everybody so happy that
because
this woman's not going to get any money?
Because they didn't want it to seem like she was taking advantage of an old man, innit? Why are you, as a 31-year-old woman, are you going to go with a 91-year-old man?
Is that not just as bad as paedophilia? Because when, like I just said, there's a 60-year difference. She was born when he was 60.
But she's now a fully grown adult.
She was born when he was 60.
Yeah, but she's now a fully grown adult.
If you times her age 3 times, she's the same age as him. Yeah? When he was 30, she was still 30 years away from being born.
He probably was just dribbling on her breast.
Can I repeat? When he was 30, she was still 30 years away from being born.
He was.
One more time.
Hold on.
When she was 30, she was still 30
Which
years
means
away from being
her
born.
parents hadn't even met yet.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Imagine when there's 4 plays. I'm gonna give me some of that pudding.
If he's banging her mum, his mum is probably like
Some Jello.
30 years difference from him.
I'm gonna give me that Jello.
Feed me Jello.
Feed me Jello.
Where's my straw?
Hold on. My arthritis is kicking in. Maybe I can shake your tennis.
We're all joking and mocking, but end of the day, was Hugh Hefner just a glorified pimp?
Of course.
So, do you celebrate pimps?
He was Mac of the century.
That's one of the one professions that black people celebrate in Pride.
Okay, should you celebrate pimping?
No. Yes.
Webbs?
Yes.
No, you shouldn't celebrate pimping, man.
But we celebrate Hugh Hefner, who's a pimp.
I don't celebrate Hugh Hefner.
Are you not a Hugh Hefner fan?
No.
Did you not like him at all?
I don't know Hugh Hefner.
You know, one element of his life you don't know about.
No, I respect the fact that he brought a brand to the point where the Playboy Bunny brand is one of the most biggest. It's as big as McDonald's brand, basically. If you see the Playboy Bunny, it's the same as seeing the big M. You know what it means, yeah?
That's a pimp brand.
That's a pimp slap as well. Why did you ever slap somebody with the
bunny.
with the bunny hand? Slap the shit at you.
Slap him with a carrot.
But I don't know. For me, I don't know. It's pimping. Yes, I'm not gonna support pimping and say that is a good thing. I don't know if I'm one of the people that will say that what he's done is degrade women though, because if the women decided they wanted to do it, that's on them.
That was a question that came in. Was his movement a good movement for women? Was it empowering feminism?
I don't know what this feminism empowerment is when it comes to just showing pussy. I don't get it. Like, what is empowering?
But
it's out there.
A woman will show pussy and say, yes, I'm free to show my pussy.
Yeah, but nobody's stopping you from showing your pussy most times anyway.
No,
if it's in publication.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Because what they'll say is, especially like we're in the Arab world where they get women to cover up, they say
yes, all right, true,
that
yes,
is the exact opposite of empowerment. You cannot show nothing. You, as a woman, you sit there in the corner, you cover up, you only show yourself to your man, and you just.
God.
So as a woman now, if you say I can expose myself, my body is my own, and I'm free to do what I want with it, then some people say, I actually still don't see that as empowering. I get that point of it. I get that aspect of it, but I don't see it as now just because I can, because I think it's demeaning personally. I wouldn't be happy if my sister or daughter decided that I'm going to just show off my flesh just because I can. I don't see it as empowerment. So in that respect, I don't see it as, I get the idea
there with
of
your
it.
shirt wide open.
He's doing his Michael Jackson, man. A turbine will be blowing shortly.
What about us?
It's the fact that the buttons came undone.
I
took them off myself.
We're in a hot room, and
What about
Wahala's wearing a shirt that's 2 sizes too small, and decided to unbutton it, which is okay. So, Webbs, do you see it as empowering for women to expose themselves?
I think in a way it has an element of empowerment because women, it took them a long time to get equal rights. It took them a long time to get the voting. So for over a course of centuries, they've been downtrodden, or they've been in a place where they weren't allowed to speak.
But they were seen as what though?
They were just seen as a tool to be in the home.
And
you cook and you bear
You
children.
looking at the word object?
Yes.
Yeah, they were
sexual objects.
They were
so
objects.
So then,
But they, I think Hugh Hefner gave them the power to use their body as a sexual object as a power.
To make him money.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, it
So
made him
pimped-
money.
He pimped them. So basically, he told them.
That's pimping.
He told them, baby, you come around with me. I'll tell you how to do this, man. You take them titties down. I'll make you some money out here. You know, you make $10. I'll make 50, but it don't matter. It don't make no problem with me.
I don't even think that's the ratio, dog. you make $1, I make 50.
I'm gonna empower you to make me rich.
Yeah, man. We can do this outside. We can do this inside. We can do this anywhere. Let's make me that money.
Put some bunny ears on.
If there was a black Hugh Hefner, he'd be a pimp.
Blatantly,
They wouldn't call him. He wouldn't be celebrated the way he's celebrated. He'd be a pimp.
pimping is pimping.
He would always have that. Even if he was celebrated to an extent, he would always have the undertones of being just a glorified pimp.
But is he selling sex or is he selling?
Well, yes, in a way. Because there's people that are enjoying sex, a one-on-one sex by themselves with those magazines.
I think it's crazy the fact that Playboy's managed to get so many women that are actually celebrities that do not actually need the money. The pose need.
This is the thing now. I think as a man, you have certain avenues you go through to promote yourself or to get yourself out there. And I think with women, that is one avenue, but it is the quickest and easiest avenue. If you want to get yourself out there, if you're fading into the background, if you want to be famous still and you're fading away, that is a way for you to promote and project yourself right back into the limelight. Put yourself on the cover, because at the end of the day, they do interview you. It's not just that they just show pictures of you. We are going to interview you. From what I hear, the interviews are actually quite well done and well written. So we're going to get this part of your life that maybe hasn't been exposed before. And then we're going to get a physical part of your life that hasn't been exposed before.
But I think a lot about it is also because it's liberating for women to be able to expose themselves freely without any prejudice, without any judgment in that spectrum. Is liberating for them.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Or you can do, as what Stav was saying, you can put yourself in the limelight, or you can just be like a Kardashian woman and get pregnant, like all the sisters are at the same time. That brings you all right back to the focus.
Oh, all the Kardashians pregnant.
All
now.
of them, apart from one.
One of them is not in it. But
Well, the one that's had the most babies.
Two of them are not, but three of them are pregnant at the same time. And I think the woman is doing biological warfare. I think Kristen is doing some form of nuclear weapons with these children that they did.
the Kardashians are going
I think she's working with Ching Kong Tong or whatever his name is. But yeah, with the Playboy thing, I don't know. I can understand the empowerment. I get it. I get why some people say, it's empowering to be naked. And I just think it's nonsense. I think there's way other ways that you could be empowering. People like Fela Kuti's mum was very empowering. She was the first woman to drive in Nigeria. Stuff like that I see as empowering. You've made movement for me on an epic scale for women.
Is it Iran that the women can now
oh my
can
God.
now drive?
Yes, and
Yeah. Shout out.
is either Iran or Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Big shout out to the women in Saudi Arabia.
You know what? Yeah, sometimes racism ain't that bad, because one of the funniest things I saw this week, and I'm sure it's made by probably somebody that's not from Saudi, was when they got the car covers that they put on when it rains.
Yeah.
They said that's how the women are in Saudi are allowed to drive.
so the cars are covered up with just
So it's like a burqa on the car.
Guys,
I wonder what car insurance would be like there for them.
listen, we over the 7 years that we've been podcasting, just get that little plug in there again. Over the 7 years we've been podcasting, we laughed at a lot of people that deserved it.
Yeah.
Are we laughing at Wendy Williams?
Yes.
Always.
Wendy Williams did you hear? Do you know what we're talking about with Wendy Williams?
The exposing herself.
No.
Oh, it's a new one now.
Oh yes.
What has she
It doesn't
done
rain.
now?
It pours in
Yes.
Wendy Williams' life.
What has she done
And I saw
now?
those pictures now, by the way.
Oh,
Good
my
grief.
God.
Oh,
I haven't seen the pictures and I refuse to see the pictures.
She looks like okay.
What Simple Simon said about her body looked two different ages, exactly right. Because her breasts looked like they were Perk 24, and her legs looked like Mr. Burns.
Yes. I was thinking of Mr. Burns as well.
So
Smithers.
yes, I get exactly what he was saying. But recently, the Daily Mail has done a hexpose. I said hexpose. They've written an article with plenty of pictures that they took with cameras with 75mm lenses of Wendy Williams' husband and his side piece of 10 years with her own $700,000 property that he's purchased for her around the corner that he keeps as his basically second.
Bruv, let me tell you how peak it is. They had
Daily Mail went in.
Let me tell you how deep it was. They had a picture of the post box with the man's name in the post box. So it says the mistress's name, his name, and then the child's name underneath. That's where the post is meant to go for those people. That's how brazen the man was. I think Wendy Williams knows anyway. I think she's known all this time.
She's put out a little video saying, for all these rumors going around, and then she shows her ring finger, and it's like.
Have you seen the other one's ring finger?
Yeah, well, this side woman has a ring that's massive also on her ring finger, and Daily Mail's like, we don't know if this is a ring that he gave her or if it is a wedding ring, but we're just showing you the ring on the wedding. This finger.
Listen,
you decide.
This is a one-time Daily Mail. Is get a salute from me.
I'm telling you, bare celebrities are like, you bitch you. That's probably what they say. In that way, is what you bitch you.
There's probably going to be a party that I want to be invited to myself, where the celebrities are just like, ooh,
yeah, because really it was just ridiculous. But we was having this discussion. Big up Griff the Joker. Bring him up. Because when we went to the podcast festival, yeah, me and Simple and Griff the Joker was having a discussion about people being able to cheat in the old days and people being able to cheat now. And one of the things that Griff said is, back in the day, before social media, you could have another family down the road and no one would know, because who's going to know? That man was still living that dream in 2017.
Yes. Apparently, she was like literally like a mile or two away.
He used to pop in and pop home.
Because, she's a bit... But he's a manager. She's got a busy life. She's always around the gaff. And you figure, well, when she's away, the mice will play, basically.
Exactly. And come on, man. I don't know if Wendy can take any penis again, because those legs look like they were just...
The woman is not even like... I don't want to just bring it down to looks, bring it basically down to looks. But, I mean, she's all right. She's all right.
She's like Corella Deville.
But she looks better than his actual missus.
The new woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not special. He must like her.
Compared to his actual wife, who looks like the demon spawn, she looks like the lion from The Wizard of Oz. Put him up. That's what she looks like.
Get on down.
Vincent. She looks like Vincent.
Yes. Vincent is a more appropriate
from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, so she rides on top of the rides on top of the trains when she goes home at night, basically.
Was it actually Beauty and the Beast?
Yes, it was Beauty and the Beast.
I hope some of you are getting this reference.
Oh man.
All right, okay. So we've laughed at Wendy Williams. We think you deserve it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to hell for you, because there are people that we have laughed at, and I said, listen, we're going to hell. We've said it many times on this podcast. But Wendy Williams, I ain't going to hell for you. Jesus is up there laughing himself. Yeah,
he's probably the one that put the woman in place.
So
I'm gonna put this woman in front of your mind.
Just going back to this thing about the Playboy and empowering women and whatnot. Is this a P and D challenge, the pussy and dick challenge? Is that empowering to men and women?
That is some bullshit. I am not happy with this pussy and dick challenge.
Webs, do you know about this?
I do not know what the P&D challenge
is. You don't keep up with this stuff at all.
Because most stuff is nonsense.
So basically there will be stuff like, so you got long hair. I'll cut my hair for the pussy. See me outside, selling my dreads for the pussy.
Somebody has done either a freestyle or a song or something where every line is like, well, I don't know if it's the chorus. I haven't actually heard the original.
Stab will go like skin for the pussy.
I saw this. I did see something like this
out here losing weight for the pussy. Something like that. It was just doing this stuff.
I saw this nonsense on Instagram. I didn't pay it no mind.
Yeah, so the original says she will do this for the dick. She will do that for the dick. She will do this for the dick. She will do blah, blah, blah.
I saw the girl.
And now there's a challenge now where women and big celebrities are going out and...
Big celebrities, bruv.
Are just singing, and they're doing their own little version of, I will do this for the D, that for the D.
I sell my Oscar for the D, whatever.
Yeah, Sienna Latham.
Shut up.
What's her name?
Latham. No.
What's her face?
Did she cut her hair for the dick?
I think she said that. What's her face? What's the one that we all love, man?
Oh,
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae, yeah.
Issa Rae did it with the woman from what's that film called? Girls Trip. She did it as well. Erykah Badu's one.
She looks like she's demented.
Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did look kind of like that. But she's a witch. Erykah Badu and Michael Blackson one. That was the one I actually did find amusing.
I didn't actually hear it. Actually,
Stav, right? There was a bit where Michael Blackson comes in and says, "I'll eat pork for the pussy," and then in the background, Erykah Badu goes, "Inshallah." And I said, "No." That one is funny. And Erykah Badu smashed it because she does bare ad-libs in the whole thing. But when he said that, she goes, it's like I said, nah, she's taking it far. But yeah, so there was lots of these dick and pussy. I don't agree with it.
What's it? Casanova was,
and his wife
was ghostwriting for his wife. Or
yeah. Yo, Joe Budden's already said that his missus asking him to write for her, but he was like, I ain't writing one of those for my business. The lady already said, I'm gonna write one for her anyway. But I just think to myself, like, come on now, man. Is that what we're doing now? There's a lot of ones that's defeating. Like people are saying I do this for the books, and people are saying I'm not. Like they've come back with some other freestyle saying I don't do this for the pussy. That's ridiculous, blah blah blah. And I like those ones. They're really really good, really creative. But big adults are singing songs about what they will do for the dick. Like, come on. And this children are watching you doing this.
I know.
Is this like, what our culture has come to? Is this what Trump has brought us to?
Erykah Badu's son is like going to university.
Yes.
Man. He's old enough to watch his mum and be like, Mommy.
She's gonna have baby daddy number 4 for the
Hold
dick.
on. Talking about music, and when I was in the car with my nephew and he played an Outkast song, I said, "Do you know who this is?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know about Andre 3000?" He's like, "Yeah." Didn't she go crazy after Erykah Badu? I'm like, "No," but I heard that she went crazy. I said, "No, he was crazy. He went crazy before Erykah."
Nah, Erykah took him over the edge.
No,
man. He used to eat meat before Erykah.
he started. No, he started before. Wait, don't let me have to school you like I schooled him.
I'm not saying that he didn't start, but I'm saying that she took it to another level. But Common, Erykah did Common.
She did assist in his
because Common
madness.
actually started one way.
Gangster.
Moved when he went to Erykah, and then after he left Erykah, went back to where he originally was. So he actually had his Erykah period where he was wearing certain clothes and certain jewelry.
Yeah.
Jay Electronica too. Jay Electronica just went crazy.
Yeah, he hasn't come back to the.
That one's gone to the Rothschilds now. That's how deep he's gone. But yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know what my children, going on Instagram, like they're doing it on a kids platform as far, like I said, Instagram and all them stuff. That's for the children, and they're coming on there looking at all these.
It's not for the children. Though. These
all
celebrities,
the
they live and die on Instagram.
What do you think about it?
I think it's disgraceful. I think as an adult, I mean, put it this way now. Now I'm a new parent, yeah, and my child is not even old enough to understand all of this stuff. But even me, I'm thinking, if I was to do something like this, and they're gonna see it at some point, are you gonna look at mummy or daddy and think, yeah, that was just a bit of joke? Well, I'm proud of you, or I'm happy about it. It's like it's demeaning to me, and it's demeaning to my family. It's demeaning to my name. So what I say on this podcast, I stand by it. I always say my daughter, my son, my nephews, my nieces, they can all hear this, and I will stand by everything I'm saying on this. I'm not backing down. Social media can attack me. My children can come at me and say, "Daddy, what did he say?" Or "Uncle, what did he say?" And I'll defend it. But something like that, I couldn't defend.
It's just mad.
I couldn't defend. But then some people will say, "Listen, it's a joke." So you can talk serious, you can be political, you can make money and do everything that you can for your family. Does that mean you cannot have a joke? Does that mean that you can't just bust a joke once in a while and that your children or
inside joke, man? Not outside telling people what you're doing for penis,
but
man.
we make jokes on this podcast and some people be like, "Well, your children are gonna hear that," and it's like, "Yeah, but it's a joke in it."
There's sometimes I'm looking at you like,
Yeah,
but I don't know. For the dick though, for the pussy though. Come on, man. Yeah. If it's comedians doing it, if they're actual comedians, I get it. Maybe that's me being very stereotypical or whatever you want to call it by saying if a comedian did it, I wouldn't even think of it. Like, a couple of comedians have done it, and I didn't even blink an eyelid when I heard the comedians do it. But
it's meant. At the end of the day, as much as I don't like it, it's a bit more for me that it's because it's black people are doing it, and I just want us to be seen.
Do better.
Yeah, do better. Be better. Yeah, that's it. And unfortunately, sometimes it's like, do we need all this weight on us? We have so much responsibility, and we have to watch our backs for everything. Can we not just loosen?
We're not allowed to cut loose.
Yeah, loosen the cap a bit and have a bit of fun. Do we always have to? Because end of the day, you don't put this emphasis on the white man. White man can bust all the joke he wants, but then what I would say is, but they wouldn't do that. That's what I would say. But
there's a couple of white people that's done it. There was one policeman that did for the pussy, and he's probably the best one I've seen so far. One white policeman smashed it.
What did he say? I shoot blacks for the pussy.
He was like, "I write ticket for the pussy." It was there. Like, some of the bars are creative. I'm not gonna pretend like they're not.
I haven't actually listened to anyone.
It's just like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, why are you big celebrities that people are looking up to? Like something like Issa Rae. As much as I don't like the way she did it, if you watch Insecure, this probably links more to her than anyone else because she sings like Broken Pussy. She's got a song called Broken Pussy on the TV show, right? So I get it. She's probably the most person I would say, okay, you probably do this on your show. But the rest of them, like, come on, man.
Well, I am looking at it from both sides now. Now that we've discussed it a bit, I do feel that I don't like the idea of it. I wouldn't want my mum, my sister, my daughter doing it.
Oh my God.
Can you? Yeah.
Imagine your mum telling you what they're doing for the dick and your dad telling you what he's doing for the pussy.
Yeah. I wouldn't want my parents. Yeah, we need the Afrobeats version.
About yam for the pussy. Make egusi stew in the house for the pussy.
I was waiting for the third line.
Yeah, I can't wait for the first line. I won't cheat for the pussy. That's what most African men would do. That's a big thing. I won't cheat for the pussy. Go home to my wife for the pussy.
I drink malt for the pussy.
Sweat rice for the.
Oh,
okay.
You're your sweat rice, man.
Yes, I'm looking at it from both sides. I do see that it can be a bit of joke, and you should be allowed to let your hair down and just have fun once in a while. It shouldn't be all serious all the time. I mean, we're not on this podcast, so who are we to judge and say you can't?
I can judge anybody for anything.
Yeah, I would judge. I
judge, but the problem is if you judge me and you don't like it, fair enough. You know, everybody should be able to judge, but I just don't think it's something that's beneficial for us blacks to be doing wasting our time doing for the pussy challenge. Come on, man, or for the dick challenge.
Do better.
Yes,
be better.
The original song that came out, people should have condemned it. Like, what is this nonsense? Not jump on it and make tunes for it. But then I think about songs like "You Don't Know Near." They do the thing that I did, and it's probably like the same song like that.
Yeah, it's just a fad, isn't it? And the fads come and go.
And
but
Trina.
this fad is just stupid.
I've got a lot of time for Trina here.
Trina.
Got a lot of time for Trina.
Trina's thighs.
What would you do for Trina?
You don't know that.
Nothing. My missus' bedrooms are now listening to this podcast.
Oh wow!
Yes, salute them.
Yeah, he's now been watched by the masses.
Wow.
I actually had to ask her, what do your friends say when they hear because this is how comfortable I am with my missus, that I'm not even asking what do you think about me talking about my past experiences with other women. I'm not even asking her. I'm asking her, what are your friends saying? And she's like, I don't know, they haven't mentioned it yet. Jokes.
If your missus said that she felt embarrassed by some of the things you said because her friends were listening,
then she wouldn't have been my missus.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't. No, as in I wouldn't marry a woman that would have that issue.
Yeah, but you haven't.
Okay, all right.
Would you then take that into consideration in the way that you?
Yes. If my wife, if I made the unfortunate choice of marrying a woman that was worried about what her friends thought about what I said, and she's like, "This is embarrassing me now. They're all listening, and as far as I'm concerned, they're talking about it maybe behind my back or to me. I don't know. So could you tone it down?" Then I would do that. I would do that for my woman. Because it's not the biggest deal for me to not bring up stuff I've done with other women in the past. Yeah. It's not.
Wahala.
What?
Same question to you.
I would do. She wouldn't have to ask me. I'll just do it.
He'll do it without even being asked.
Yeah. What kind of nonsense is that?
I did it already.
Oh. I would just do it. I don't did it. You also give me questions like
Webbs, what would you do?
No, I'm the same as I am.
He would do it, man.
No, I wouldn't.
He would.
Well, from what I've seen with you and this woman, you would do it, man.
I don't think so.
You would, man.
No, my missus has heard the podcast. She's heard me on the podcast.
Yeah, but you're not.
She's heard past podcasts.
You're not grimy on the podcast.
What are you talking about?
You're not as grimy as you are, man.
You ain't mentioned nothing that you've done.
Yeah.
Have I not?
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Of course I have.
But okay, even if you had, if
we're looking from season 1 to season 2, what are we saying? Have I changed?
Yes, I think all of us have changed dramatically.
Have I changed dramatically?
I think you've changed.
All right.
I think you've become less talkative for one. I think that you're less engaged in some of the topics because it's not into it as much.
Like I said, when we spoke before, we were in a group. The questions came from the group. We had already been talking about stuff for hours or days in advance. You know, the conversation had already been fleshed out for so much. And then you'd come on here and it's almost like you're regurgitating stuff you said before. And whereas now we're talking about a shooter in LA, in Vegas, that is a bit depressing. We're talking about P&D challenges where, all I'm thinking of is, why are you doing that? Do better, be better. It's almost like that's the end of it. It's not a long sentence. Do better, be better.
What's the time saying?
I was about to wrap up, but if you got something quick.
All right, let me have a quick, because there was something that has been going around that people are debating over online, I've been noticing. Black male privilege. Apparently, this thing's going out that people are talking about this thing about black male privilege.
Okay, there was an article that was written. This is how gangster I am. That just bring it up, and I just know. Somebody wrote it in I believe the Roots online publication, and there's a writer who says black men are the white men of black people, kind of thing. Whereas, straight black men are the white men of black people. So what they're basically saying is that black men have all the privilege in the black world. So we don't recognize the gay black person. We don't recognize black women. We don't recognize anyone, black trans. Anyone that's not a black man in the black world gets marginalized, and the way a white man doesn't really look at the plight of women, doesn't look at the plight of gay people, doesn't look at the plight of minorities. Black men don't look at the plight of any other kind of black person. We just looking at black men, and we don't really notice that they have other issues that we don't have.
Fuck your issues.
And on that note, we end the
No. But what do you think of that statement? Because
all I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
I don't know.
you know, what's his name? Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah,
Tariq
Nasheed.
Yeah, he went in on this person. He had a lot to say about the person that wrote the article. As far as he's concerned, this man is a coon, and he always comes up and brings stuff to deal with the white man. As in he writes articles for a black public, because the Roots is a black publication, and he's like, why is he always does stuff that basically panders to white people. And as far as he's concerned, this is something that is divisive to the black people. It's like, as a black people, where, because I don't know about none of the backlash actually. So I know about the story itself.
A lot of arguments between people, like, especially the men, are like, what privilege are we getting to be black males? Which I don't disagree that black men are privileged because we're males. But we get male privilege, but our male privilege is not equal to that of white male privilege. But we still get privilege because we're males.
But that's the point. He's not comparing it to. He is comparing it to white male privilege, but he's not. He's taking it into his own world.
I know what they're saying, but I'm saying in general, as a black male, you get privilege by being a male, but only by being a male. But your privilege does not match the same privilege as a white male.
Yeah, but he's not saying that, so you don't need to bring that up, because that's not what he's saying. He's saying the exact opposite. They have their own privilege, and you are there fighting, saying, "Oh, you do this and that," but you don't recognize your own privilege.
But do we?
Do we recognize our privilege?
Yeah.
Do we have privilege?
Yes, we have male privilege, but women have privilege. Trans people have privilege. Like, we have been told off for mentioning trans people. Nobody telling me off for mentioning black people. When I'm there cussing black people, you shouldn't do this or that. We have had multiple people have said, you need to be careful about talking about trans. Yeah, multiple people have told us that. And I've even said nothing bad, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah? All I can say is I disagree with something. So I disagree with some of the black people, what say. I disagree with some of the things that women are doing.
So does it...
And nobody comes and says, you can't say that about women. People don't even say that about even what we say about women, and we go kind of far. So we're tame when it comes to trans.
Has it come to the point now
everybody has their own privilege.
Slightly trans are males, though.
Is it coming to the point that trans have more privilege than anybody else now?
No.
They don't have more privilege. You just need to be more careful with what you're saying around them.
I don't even know.
But the point is, I don't, because I know how it's us going down that road. But my point is that every facet has their own privilege in a certain respect. Because we're a sub-genre now, you've kind of cut us down as a black. So the white people have their privilege. The white men are at the top, and you have all these blah, 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 blah. And then you cut the black people down, and I don't know whether you put us right at the bottom or above browns or yellows or whatever you want to call. I don't know. But you've put us in our own little subsection, and you're saying the black men are the top of that subsection. Now, what you could say is that together we're a collective, and we need to fight as a collective. Yes, we may have a bit more privilege than the women, but as long as we don't push that in their face or use it against them, so be it. We're still looking to rise as a collective. Or you could point out, which is what Tariq is saying, that you're pointing out all the differences in us, when really what we should be doing is fighting together. You shouldn't be pointing out all the differences. Now, the other way of looking at it is saying that if you don't point it out, then you'll just take advantage of the privilege. And the same way white man just takes advantage of his privilege and just like, well, I'm a good person. I'm not racist. I don't hire people that are not black because of blah, blah, blah. And you just ignore what's going on in the big bad world.
See, I don't think that black males are like the fact that we won't hire a black woman and stuff like that. I don't think we get things to that level.
Listen,
I think
you of all people cannot say nothing, because
I hadn't even finished talking.
Of all the people on this podcast, yeah, you are the one that would agree and has vocalized it most.
If you had let me finish talking, then you would let me get to the point, right?
Don't need to hear you finish.
What I said was that I don't think that it gets to the point where we won't hire a black woman and stuff like that. But when it comes to degrading,
would
when it gets to the point of degrading black women, I think black males do that all the time. And I do think that black males see them as black women as below white women, Chinese women, Latina women, blah, blah, blah. I see a lot of, let me not say a lot, but black males, some black males outside in the public that seem to be making more of a difference or more noticeable seem to have that. And I think that's probably where people are getting this notion of you as black males don't care for black women. I'm not even going to bother to touch with the trans thing. I haven't got time for them. Okay. Which again shows me my privilege then. I'm not even bothering with them as existence. I don't care about you. Gay men, I don't know. Gay men for me is men. So they still get the same privileges as us as far as I'm concerned.
It's not just gay men. It's gay people. Women and men.
Yeah, okay, but I'm talking about the men bit though.
No, but
because I'm separating the men and the women. So the gay men, I'm saying, have got the same privilege as straight men for me.
But
straight black men or straight gay men in general?
Straight black men. I think gay white men have more privilege than straight black men.
Yeah,
by in the shadow of a doubt.
You just look at the black part. Don't bother bringing in any other culture. You're saying that the blacks are...
Yeah, but I'm saying I think black men, including gay men, have more of a privilege than there's women in general.
I would say that I would split gay men and put them in their own category as well.
I say what they're higher or below than the straight.
It depends
black
what situation you're in, because there'll be certain places where if you want to go and work in Selfridges, I think if you're a gay man, black man, then they might have more of a chance of getting a job than me when I walk in if I just wanted to work in Selfridges or something like that, or a makeup shop, yeah. Or you get me. Whereas if you now want to work in you want to go to the city and work in the banking sector, then maybe it'd be the other way around.
Well, the pink pound is powerful, man.
Like I keep saying,
exactly.
It depends. Sometimes it just depends where you are.
I think
privilege pops up here and there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let a woman cross the road because she's a woman, whereas the man I'll just drag. Like you can wait, fam. That kind of thing. So that's and whether you like it or you don't like it, that is a privilege.
Okay, so you think that the privileges are equal all the way out?
No, it's different.
So you think it's different?
We're just talking about black people.
Black people. How? Right? So you think that women have their own privilege and black males have their own privilege, but
men have more privilege than women? Yes.
So you think that statement is kind of right?
I haven't actually read the article, but the premise of it that black men are more privileged than all the other
subsets
of black people. Yes, I would agree with.
Yep.
Is that in general or in the workforce?
In the workforce, black women are probably doing better than black men.
They're doing better, but I think they try harder.
Yeah.
But their hiring rate, is it higher or lower? Because if you as a black man, would you rate a black woman? Would you hire a black woman?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I might hire a black woman before I hire a black man.
So you're saying that you're doing it the exact opposite way around?
I might hire a black woman because of exactly what you just said to me there. Again, maybe in my own head, I've got this thing that males feel privileged and they think that they should just get a job, and in essence, that at times make them not work as hard as the women. Because the women feel they have to work harder than the men to get to the level that they get to, and they tend to work harder than men do.
But when you said earlier that black men tend to rate other female cultures before their own, is that more in the workforce or more in social settings?
I'm talking about in social settings, like when they're talking about women. Like you hear men will tell you, you've heard men say this already, like, I ain't got time for black girls. They'll say that out of their mouth. Their mom's black, you know, and they say, I ain't got time for black girls. What? That make no sense to me. Like, it don't make no sense to me. But
all this is your mom's black. It's just, so what?
Because you're saying that you have no time for black women, but your mum is black.
In terms of going out with one.
No, in terms of like their waist.
No, yeah, in terms of but I'm assuming when the most time you hear that is when they're talking about going out with them.
Whatever.
They're never just talking about black women just to talk about them.
They could be talking about how they look. They could be talking about how they dress.
Well,
they could be talking about how they
all that nonsense in their hair and their face. Then yes,
if there's no woman that is as good as your mother, then there's no woman worth having. In that respect, I think that's how they look at it.
They're not, because they're thinking that they can go to the other side and other women and blah blah blah.
No.
Even the case of when people get famous and they seem to find white women.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I've never understood it as well. I don't get it. The question I was thinking in my head at one point as well was because you see a lot of famous, rich, maybe not famous, but rich white men with black women. And at times I think to myself, is it like some people say that they choose black women because they're the most low women, which I could understand. But also, I don't know why, but it comes to my brain that they pick black women because they still see them as some form of commodity. And it's like a purchase.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess it's gonna be on a case to case basis. I would hope that that's not the majority of the issue, and I believe maybe black men pick white women because they see that as a status thing.
Yeah,
it's like
it is.
You've made it now.
You've made it, so they've got to the point where I can go get myself one of those white girls. I've made it to that level where I can go and get myself a white girl, marry her, and her father's gonna be happy that she's married to this black boy from Harlem or from wherever, and from blah blah blah. I think that's how it is. But I think with the white man, I'm saying is he's got to the point where he's saying, I don't even need to have you, this white woman, to validate me anymore. I can go to the scraps black woman, make her special, pretty woman type way.
You know what? I was talking to my missus recently, and I was saying, what hit me recently is what happens with rappers, from American rappers I'm talking about, and these people, and what from where they come from to where they get to, and some of the things they brag about in their music. Unless they're talking about having like super racks and what, when they're talking about where holidays they go, what trainers they have, you know what they. I'm thinking, but I told my missus, you do realize half of these songs is we do the same stuff that these rappers are boasting about, and I realize from where they must come from for this to be something that they must boast about in a song. That means they've moved so far. They've progressed so far, and so their mind frame is just completely different than mine, because I'm thinking that's not anything where, like, I don't even post this on Instagram. I don't even post where I'm going or what I'm doing. You don't even know, let alone I'm a rapper, and this is something I'd be boasting about if I'm a millionaire.
We've already established that Americans don't leave.
They don't leave America.
So leaving America for them is a big deal. Anyone.
Okay.
But,
right, fair enough.
Then if they're talking about cars, you don't have the same cars they have. If you're talking about houses, they're not talking about the same houses.
That's why I mentioned certain
stuff
things.
like that.
I mentioned certain things. All right. So if you want to bring up everything else, I'm not a millionaire, so no.
But that's what I would see rappers talking about. They're going on broad things. Just again, Americans don't go.
It's not just that. I can't remember the other things, but it wasn't just that. Just that. But anyways, my point was that is where their mind frame is at, and I can't relate to that. So when it gets to, because when people bring up that a black man gets famous and they want a white woman, I can't relate to why you my brain cannot compute. It keeps trying to figure out why. And why would you? I mean, if you just wanted white women in general, then fine. Yeah, if that is your way, you prefer white women or brown women, you know, or yellow women. If that's what you prefer.
Or green.
What's green?
Captain Kirk the pussy.
Okay, if that's your preference, then regardless of how much money you have, cool. But if it's just now that I'm rich or I'm famous, now I can get a white woman, I don't get that.
But is it because of... Sorry, Webb's gone.
I was like, could that be a condition of your privileged status? So you've reached this point, here's your privilege card, and with this privilege card, you have the option of black, Chinese, or white. I'm going to take the white. I'm going to take white, please. But
maybe.
I think that it's also... You have to remember, when they are not... Maybe they feel like when they're not famous... I mean, it's a bit different maybe in the UK than it is in America. I don't know. But I'm talking about more of America than the UK. That when you're famous, or before you're famous, white women just did not look at you. True. And then now you're famous, all white women are doing is chasing you down. Chasing you. Because they're chasing these men.
Yeah, maybe it's just
the men are not chasing them.
An opportunity, yeah.
And maybe the black women, holding up my black fist, are not chasing these black men down. We know that's bullshit because they are. But maybe they're just not doing the same. Maybe the circles that they're in as well. You used to go to... I don't know, the tunnel in New York. Yeah. Now you go to, I don't know, Chop Towers or whatever.
We talk about it with the footballers in London. Once you become a footballer and you're popular, and you don't even have to be certain popular, because one of our cousins is a
semi-pro.
Yeah, and the type of places that them lot frequent, not many black women go there. So where they socialize now is like that's where white people are. They're gonna meet more white people, and you're gonna fall for the person that you happen to meet.
Yeah,
and they happen to meet white person.
And you have to think about it this as well. Some of these white girls are not poor. Some of them have got good background, money wise, and blah blah blah. And you're thinking to yourself, she ain't after my money, but this black girl from the hood is, blah blah blah. Stuff like that plays on their mind. But I agree with Webbs that it comes as like a status card. That, you know, coming up, you get a black card, you get a Lamborghini, you get a white woman. It's like a package deal in Tesco's.
What colour is the Lamborghini? Orange.
Whatever, man.
All right. Okay. Webbs, last note?
Black power.
I like that.
That is Black History Month, people.
Yeah, well, that's another topic. Maybe we'll talk about that next week because I don't celebrate Black History Month. Okay. So, 7 years, guys.
7 years, man.
Congratulations. Well done.
You've come a long, long way.
Not really. We're in the same place we started. Literally.
No.
We came a long way to start from the beginning again.
Yes.
All right.
Full circle, boy.
Wahala. Church notes. Goodbyes.
Yo, I'm Big Wahala. Catch me at Big Wahala on Twitter. Catch me on Big Wahala on Insta. I'm more active on the Twitter though. Insta, you might see me pop up here and there. Big up at One Stop Dreadlock Shop. Try and holler at her at One Stop Dreadlock on Twitter. If you wanna get some dreadlocks done, if you wanna get your hair twisted, you wanna get it whatever thing they do, wash and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you want to wash your hair.
No, they do washes, man. It's a very big thing. Washing dreadlocks it takes a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to get all of that done, holler at her. She'll see you and help you if you're in London.
Big up One Stop Dreadlock. So, Webs.
What's good, people? 7 years strong. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part. Listen, like, follow, share, and talk to us because we will talk to you back. I have not been active. I will be a bit more active. So
please share.
DJ Webslinger on Instagram, DJ Webs on Twitter, and yeah, that's me.
Please share.
Okay. Seeing as it's our 7th year birthday or anniversary, we would request that we are having a party, and our party is all on our Apple Podcast review. Yeah. So if you come there and write a review and give us 5 stars or whatever stars you think we deserve, we would be grateful for that. I think we only have 5 stars at the moment, so if you'd like to keep that, that OCD, keep it in the same vein, we'd be very happy with that.
Keep it in the category of 5.
Yes.
You know what? Before you go forward, I would like to big up Eloquently for the review that she gave us on Facebook, which is one of the realest reviews I've ever seen in my life.
What did she say?
Did you read it?
No.
Well, she said stuff like, you guys I've seen you gone from the beginning of season 1 to how you are now. You've got better. You've bigged yourself up. You've gone from having bad mics to good mics. You sound clearer. You have a lot of intelligence with a slice of humor and stuff like that. Yeah. Then she said, I don't agree with you all the time, and sometimes I have to turn down the stereo when you are talking about vagin when my daughter's around or a son. I don't know which one she got, a son or daughter, but a child around. I have to lower it down and stuff like that. And she goes, I like you lot, even though you're all everlasting bastards.
I love it.
I love you too.
I said that is the correct review. That is when I read it. I said yes, that makes sense. Everything she just said there makes sense. So thank you very much for that review. You tagged us, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm saluting you for that.
So that's that. If you want to catch us collectively on social media, you can do so at ESN Podcast. That's on Twitter and Instagram. You'll find us there. You can email us at esnpodcast@gmail.com. Like I said, we used to get tons of questions every week, and that's all we used to go through. If you go back to season 1, you'll see that's what we just dealt with, questions that were posted in. Please continue to do that for us. Let us dwell on these questions that you send in. It is fun for us to see how the commoners think and deal with your and to deal with your questions. So by all means, do that. You can email the questions in or DM us on social media. If you want to check that review on Facebook or check our page, like our page and follow us, you can just search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. Before I give my social medias out, I just want to do, when we did start season 2, we did kind of have a meeting on how we're going to change things, how we're going to mix things up. It ended up that we more or less did the same thing. But one of the ideas that I brought to the table that was shut down, we all had ideas that we brought. And basically, I think most of them were shut down, basically. My one was that every week we'd bring something to the table that we wanted to share, which would, I guess, be like one of the church notes, where it would be like a recommendation of the week. And everyone said, no, we ain't doing that. It's rubbish. So, but I am now going to be doing that myself because
every other podcast seems to do that.
All the others is doing it now, and it's like
so deep.
This is what
so deep.
And it's good. Is it not good?
Oh yeah, some of them is good.
It's good because it's good.
Some of them is good.
So I'm just now.
We didn't have the vision that Stav had. Blatantly, we didn't have that vision.
So I'm gonna think of a name next week maybe, but for now, this week it's a simple thing. It's just a song that I've been playing for the past few weeks, and I just don't think it's getting the love it should be getting. It's DEE Shenanigans. So just go on to YouTube or your Spotify or whatever. DEE Shenanigans. The song is hard, and I don't get why it's not getting the love it should get.
We're giving that things that people should listen to. Everybody's told you already. Rhapsody's album is a fantastic album.
Who's everybody?
Rhapsody everywhere. If you listen to anyone just talking about stuff that's got to do with music, Rhapsody's album is amazing. Blatantly.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna drop things. Coming soon. Ashley Waters and Noel Clarke is doing a show on Sky called Bulletproof.
Is doing, yes. Okay.
Is doing. Yes, my English is like.
Is it
what
coming out or is it done?
My English is like Wahalas. It's done now. So Sky's bought it and commissioned it.
Oh,
it
heavy.
will be out soon.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Noel Clarke and
Ashley Waters.
Ashley D.
Ashley Waters.
Are we calling him Ashley Waters or is it Ashley D?
He's changed that. He's Ashley
He's
Waters.
changed
man.
to Ashley Waters now.
Yeah.
You don't know what I
He's
do.
gonna
That's
come
what he knows. That's how I know Ashley D, bro.
Storm damage. I'm out the window.
That's how I know.
What's her name again? Who's the way she tore that song up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere, including stavrosboss.com if you want to go there. But that's just a link into Stavros Boss everywhere else, anywheres. Yeah. Anyway, we're out there. You know what? I think maybe come the end of the year there'll be a few changes. I'm gonna make sure like the logo will be properly everywhere because right now it's not every. But I think basically I'm just basically giving you. Have you heard of the term inside baseball?
No.
You?
Who?
Inside baseball is when you talk about like stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
Oh,
like,
okay.
And you say it in public. So, so I'm just giving you inside baseball stuff now. Where basically, I think come the turn of the year, we're coming up towards the end of the year now. I think like 2018. I think we're gonna like just refresh everything.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna get some guests coming in soon as well. I'm lining up a few guests. Some Twitter people.
We are lining up a few guests.
Okay, you. That make no difference.
We got bare guests lining up waiting to come on the show.
Yeah, I don't know why the guests ain't here, innit? I don't want to be seeing your blackface every week. Jermaine.
Damn.
That's what you should really be singing every week. Jermaine songs. No one else knows them.
No, I realize he's his older brother. Innit? Sorry, the younger brother. All right. And shout out to mummy and sister on their birthdays last week.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
pick them up.
Yeah.
70, mate.
Mummy is 70.
Mummy made 70. So anybody that's listened to the first season, because we're going on flashbacks now. My mum was on the first season with my dad.
Yeah, episode 22, 32.
Yeah, so
and another one.
Mrs. Williams has hit
thanks,
70.
We
Bro.
give thanks.
And yeah, hopefully we'll try and get some of the parents back on at some point as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for listening. 7 years down. If you've been with us from the beginning, thank you. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share the good word. Spread the thing.
And big up Simple Simon and Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Under the dog.
Big yourselves up. I always forget the people when they're not here. Out of sight, out of mind. Darkies. What was it? Everlasting Bastards?
Everlasting Bastards.
Everlasting
Peace.
bastards. It gives me great pleasure to say for the 7th anniversary. If you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag. Bowl. Life. Yes, that went well actually.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it went into 2 hours.
It's the old school.
Can you imagine it was 1.5 hour just nicely and then Wahala as usual. Hey, can we talk about Wedding Girls? Yeah, it went well.
Okay, well, hopefully
I want to join the dots.
Leave my Tersha.
I'm going to say titty, but
No, I just want to join the dots and see what picture it is.
Okay. Clearly we ain't got to go home, but we got to get the hell out of here because I've got to edit a 2-hour podcast.